Live. Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to Stock Markets with Bruce. It's Uncle Bruce here. Welcome to the show today. Cheers to all of you around the world who catch up with me from time to time. It's nice to see you. We are here on June the 28th, 2021. It's Monday, the last week of June and the second quarter for 2021. And a lot of analysts, a lot of hedge fund managers and traders are going to be very antsy this week because they're coming into the end of the quarter. Bonus time is sometimes predicated on how well you do in the quarter, and the better your performance, the better your bonus check, if you're even going to get one. I just heard this morning that the market was up. The S&P 500 is 14% higher for the first 6 months of this year. 14% higher. I remember over my entire career, when I first started investing in the market and then becoming a stockbroker back in 1978, 79, 1980, back in those days and all the way up, 14% for the year would be unthinkable practically. I mean, it just would not be, that would be a spectacular year, a spectacular return for the year, 14%. First 6 months of this year, we have 14%, and analysts have noted that the growth rate has slowed down in the game, and that it was on pace maybe for even a higher run. And in the second half of the second quarter of this year versus the first quarter of this year, it's pared down a little bit. Still higher, but not as aggressively high. And a lot of folks are going, well, what does that mean? Well, what does it mean? You made 14% on your money. That's what it means. I had an S&P index up 14%. That's all that means, and that means good. 14% is good. Thank you to Ashley. Live Action Stock Trading with Ashley is here. Welcome to the channel. So I look at this 14% gain and I go historically, oh wow, what an incredible run with inflation at whatever you want to call inflation at is. If it's a 1.5 to 5%, depending on what it is you're buying or whatever. Interest rates are nothing, 1.5% on the 10-year note for the USA. So the 10-year note is 1.5%. The S&P is up 14%. Whoa, that's huge. For those of you who don't know what this means, this is huge. This is a phenomenal return against the cost of getting it. There are investors out there. There are hedge funds out there. There are other entities out there that borrow money to make investments. They borrow money from investors. They borrow money from institutions like banks. They put partnerships together. Somehow money is accumulated, and then it is then invested, whether it's invested in real estate, artwork, sports collectibles, stocks, and bonds. On and on it goes. And if you're borrowing at 2, 4, 5% interest, let's say, and you can generate a 14% return on the S&P 500, which is all 500 stocks together, right? There are, of course, inside the 500 index, 500 share index, there are unbelievable winners, and then there are the underperformers. But if the whole index, the whole enchilada is up 14%, you know that the top 25% of those stocks that really outperformed that to make up for those who didn't. And there were some spectacular dollars generated, and are still being generated, and will still be generated going forward. Why do I say will? How can Bruce say something like that? How can Bruce be so confident that the markets are just going to keep going up? Why does he say that all the time? The reason Bruce says it all the time, because at the end of the day, when it all comes down to it, there is more capital available to work the economy than the economy needs. And the reason there's more than is needed is because central banks are making sure that there is more capital available. And it's in effect capital available to banks at virtually no charge for the banks to lend out at some kind of an interest rate and make money on it. And banks are sitting back going, does anyone want to come in here and build a new addition to an existing factory? We're open to talk about this. You need to borrow $5 billion Maybe we can put $1 billion into it, and we can find the other $4 billion for you from other banking partners and pals we know. But I'm sure we can find $5 billion for this, or $4 billion for this, or $2 billion for that, or $100 million for that, or 50,000 for that. Those who cannot borrow money right now are typically those who can never borrow money. It's the small businessmen, the very small entrepreneurs are always the ones who have the toughest time raising any kind of cash. But I will say that raising capital is easier, even though it's difficult. It's easier today than it would have been in a tight economic environment. It's when banks don't want to lend or cannot lend. They don't have the capital to lend. That's when you have the problems. It's when banks are required to bolster their cash balances on hand because the Fed doesn't like the position that they have. They want them to be more liquid. That's when banks have to pull back loans. They have to deny increased credit lines or take existing credit lines and pare them down. And who do they pick on first? The small business owner. They pick on the mom and pops first and make it more difficult for them to roll over their business loan or maintain a line of credit. You may find as individuals that when money tightens up, you're going to find that you can't find a zero financing deal anymore on a car. That's one sign right there. If you're out there anywhere in North America, for sure, maybe Europe too, but certainly in North America, if you go to virtually any car dealer, even though the dealers are saying, we can't get the cars in, we're backed up, we're sold out, you still might notice that there is pretty well zero financing available, not for 1 or 2 years like it used to be. It's now up to the 8 years of your car's lifetime, the entire lifetime of the vehicle, or let's say it this way, the entire amount of time you're going to have this new vehicle, you're not paying any interest on the money to buy it from us. And when those deals disappear, then things change. I remember back in the 70s and the 80s, it used to be the rebate game that moved cars. And it started with folks at Chrysler, Ford, GM, where I believe it was Chrysler, Lee Iacocca. He wanted to move out the last of his models, his front-wheel drive models, the first version of front-wheel drives that he created, which were the Reliant K cars, the Dodge Aries K car, the J platform, or whatever those platforms are called, front-wheel drive, four-cylinder cars that replaced the 6 and 8-cylinder cars that they used to make. Highly successful, but after 4 or 5 years, those cars started to get long in the tooth. And Lee Iacocca was now bringing out, or about to bring out, much more aerodynamic looking front-wheel drive vehicles, much better looking. The second generation of front-wheel drives that were coming were really looking a lot better than the first boxes that he produced. But he had to move out millions of the old ones. They had to get rid of them. And they came up with the rebate program, which was just a sensation. It was a sensation. And they were offering $300 cash rebates and $500 cash rebates. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot of money today, of course, but remember, you could buy a brand new Reliant K car for about $9,500, $10,000, which today would be worth about $25,000 to $30,000. So we're going back to we're going back 40 years, all right? Back in the day when I was a kid, way back when. In any event, it was the rebate game. And then the rebates went to $400 to $500. And on the high-end cars, the rebates were up to $600. That lasted a long time. The rebate game lasted a long time. Then the warranty game came out, where they extended the warranty on the vehicles. Instead of having 2-year drivetrain warranties, which meant the engine and the transmission, they would extend the drivetrain warranty to 4 years, or 40,000 miles, or 50,000 miles. Subaru came out with a 100,000 mile drivetrain warranty, good for 5 years or something like that. They really stepped it up because they knew their cars didn't break down. Out of 100 cars leaving the factory, one would have some issues, but they wouldn't break down because they were so well made. Ford and Chrysler and GM didn't do that. They knew they couldn't play that game because their cars would break down. The typical North American car buyer knew that after about 4 years or 6 years, somewhere in that 4 to 6, 7 year range, you had to take your car into a transmission shop and get a new transmission because these 3-speed automatics and these 4-speed automatics that were produced back in the day would overheat terribly and would malfunction because they were crap. They were garbage, and everyone knew it. Whereas European transmissions, generally speaking, depending on the manufacturer, were all right. There's still European crash. There's still European trash as far as quality control goes, but not a lot of it would find its way to North America. So the drivetrain game came in. We'll extend warranties. Then they came up with a bumper-to-bumper warranty offers. Those were in the 90s and the 2000s. The bumper-to-bumper warranty with rebates. And that would drive people in to give you the sense of security that you have a 4-year or 5-year loan on a car. You used to only have 2-year loans. Now you have 4 or 5-year loans. The car will still be worth something, and you won't have to pay thousands of dollars in repair on the last year of your car's life while you're trying to pay the damn thing off. You'll own it, you'll have paid it off, and it still runs. That was the major accomplishment of North American auto production in the 90s and 2000s. And then we started the new game, and that's called the interest rate game. And now you got dealer financing, and it wasn't 1 point below the bank, but it was 1.9%, 2.9% financing. When you could get a loan at your bank for 6, 7, 8%, 2.9% financing, and or the rebate, and or extended warranty, and then all of it. And it was an unbelievable game. Of course, the thing is that in the old days, you would walk into a dealer and you'd haggle over the price of the car. In the new days, you don't haggle over the price of the car anymore. They try not to do that game anymore because it takes hours and it's excruciating. And what they basically do is they say, well, we'll just give you a 0% financing and we'll give you a warranty, and here's the price of the car. And everyone goes, okay, fine, let's just get it over with. And now it's all done online. Now automobile sites online are beginning to show up, and there is no negotiating. You pay the price they tell you to pay, which means you're paying full retail. And that's how these sites make their money. These sites make their money because you don't haggle for the price of the car. You think you're getting the lowest price for the car because they brag about it. They tell you that we're shopping the whole area for you, and we're finding the best priced car for your area. But the problem is that you don't want the same car. You don't want the car that everyone else wants. The car you want is special to you because you want certain options. And this is where they get you. They get you to pay top dollar, because when you customize your car the way you want your car customized, with this color interior, these kinds of wheel covers, this engine, this whatever, all the other features, you get the base price, which is the bargain price, and then you add your features. That's where all the margins are. And welcome to the car business. I used to be in it. However, things have changed. And as long as you can find, as I said, cars available for zero financing, you can find furniture stores offering furniture for nothing down, or nothing and zero interest for the next, for the life of your furniture payment, or you can find mortgages at less than 3.5%, 4% down to 3% and lower than that, depending on where you are in the world. There will be no market problems in the stock market. The market will continue to rise because the amount of capital available out there is spectacular, and the economy is still growing out. And of course, the Fed in the United States, they're looking at how many unemployed Americans there are on the official unemployment rolls. And I find this I find it interesting because my hunch is, yep, there were over 10 million people who, quote, lost their jobs during the pandemic at the initial outset, and then slowly some got started getting hired back after a couple of months. And we've had this slow climb ever since. We're still about 7.5 million people not yet fully employed again. My guess, though, is there's been a turnover of employment. It's not the same 7.5 million people. I think we've had people come and go over the whole time frame. It's just a turnover. And I bet you a big chunk of those 7.5 million people aren't coming back to the workforce. And it might be that the Fed doesn't quite get it, and business doesn't quite get it. I think it's business definitely doesn't quite get it. Big business is expecting their employees to come marching back into their offices when they tell them to. And they're quickly figuring this out, that that's not going to happen, because a lot of Americans are saying, I'm not going back. No way, I'm not going back to that. First of all, I found something better. Second of all, I'm working from home now. Third of all, I'm never going to be an employee again. Fourth of all, I'm a self-employed consultant, and I don't work for any company in my hometown anymore. I now do work for companies around the world, because I have figured out how to find employment on the internet, and you don't need to be in a hometown to get the work, because you never go into the office. So I might be in Sarasota, Florida, but I'm doing work for a Texas-based company, or I'm in Texas and I'm doing work for a St. Louis-based company. I'm in St. Louis. I'm doing work for a Connecticut-based company. It doesn't matter. If you got internet, you can work for anybody. And there are 7.5 million Americans, a portion of those who are saying, you can forget about it. You can call me unemployed if you want, but I'm doing fine. Thank you very much. I'm working from home where my overhead is very low. I don't commute in and out of the office anymore. I don't have to buy lunch downtown anymore. I don't have coffee breaks anymore. I don't have drinks after the day with the office crowd, which I really didn't want to do, but I had to because politically I had to be there. Otherwise, I'd hear something would be said about me, and I wasn't there to defend myself. I'm out. I'm on my own, and my cost of being in business has gone down 20%. So it only cost me 80% as much money to make the money I made. I'm still making as much money as I used to make. In effect, I'm saving money every month. I can't believe it. My savings account has money. My credit cards are paid down. I have more money coming in every month than I need to live on. And why would I go back? I don't see there is no upside to going back. Zero. And my mental stress, forget about it. You're not taking that from me. It's been over a year. I've had enough stress in my life with this virus and all the variants and all the pressures and all the problems and not traveling and blah blah blah. I don't need now to add the work pressure on top of everything. I don't need this crap because these guys downtown or wherever I have to go to work with these guys, I don't trust these guys because they've had a year and a half to figure out what the future of their company is going to be. And it's very possible that your future is not part of their future in the long haul. They'll bring you back for now to kind of figure things out. But then after a few weeks, few months, they'll then bring out the new plans, the new objectives, the new whatevers we're coming up with. And it includes 20% of the workforce being let go. And you've been browbeaten to come back and come back and come back, only to then get laid off and furloughed. No. There's folks out there going, I don't trust these guys. No. I have suspicion that even they are making changes that don't include me in the long term, especially if you're in your 40s and your 50s. You really have to think about this because you've got to know that companies are looking at their 45, 55, 60-year-old employees going, these are the ones that can get ill the worst, the quickest. They're the most vulnerable. We have to keep the young ones around and let the older kids go because our older clientele, our older employees, these folks are the ones that cost us the most money from our insurance rates because they're the ones who get sick easily or they have pre-existing conditions. They have a bad back or they have a bad knee or they have whatever. And with COVID and variants of COVID, it could well be that these folks we have to get rid of them because that'll keep our overall group insurance rates down because our average age of the office is lower for the company. This game is being played behind your back. You have no idea. And there are folks out there who are going, I'm not part of the solution. I'm part of their problem. And they've been astute enough to figure it out going, yeah, I'm no longer an asset to this company. I'm a liability. And it's time for me to pick up and go elsewhere and not be Joe Schmo, the individual who's looking for work. No, I am XYZ Incorporated. That is an entity that specializes in this kind of work services. That's what's going out for work. And there's the difference. They don't ask how old a company is as opposed to how old an employee is. And that's where it gets interesting. So a lot of you out there have figured out there are changes coming. And they're definitely the changes in your direction as opposed to the corporation's direction. And I commend all of you who are doing this with your lives going forward. Back to the markets. We're not going lower. We're going higher. The markets are going higher because capital is easy to come by. Markets are going higher because customers have an easy time to get their hands on capital to make purchases. The economy is going to go higher and the markets are going to go higher because all sectors of the economy are going to get hotter and grow faster. Transportation is absolutely the top dog right now. The big winner will be travel. So, of course, it's the airlines. Cash flows will improve. All the businesses that do business with airlines will all see a dramatic increase in revenues and opportunity. Any other form of transportation will benefit, of course. You talk about the rental car companies, you're talking about the hotels, you're talking about resorts, you're talking about cruise lines will increase customer traffic. The problem the cruise lines have is they have pre-sold at least half of their cruises for the next 3 years on cruise credits. Money they took in a year and a half ago, 2 years ago in some cases, where people pay up front a year in advance for a cruise and then only find out it got canceled. There are people out there, by the time they get on their cruise ship, they paid for their cruise 3 years ago. They've been handed enhanced credits on board to keep the money with the cruise line and not take a full refund. These are problems for cruise lines, huge problems, because these people get their cruise, they get their cruise credits, and when they get on the ship, they're going to spend maybe $400 or $500 for the whole week's cruise instead of $2,000 because they've already pre-spent money and have been given credits for the rest. Cruise lines are not going to benefit from a financial point of view like other businesses like hotels and resorts. But the entire business to do with travel, all restaurants that cater to tourists, the theme parks, the suppliers of goods to theme parks and services. So anyone and everyone to do in around the Orlando area, they're going to have an increase in cash flow in that area. It's going to dramatically improve. It's already been improving already. It's going to get hotter, which is great news. Tourist cities, obviously. We've seen it already in Las Vegas. We've already heard reports. Las Vegas is hot and heavy. It's busy. It's active. Great. Henderson, Nevada will improve. Reno now will get a boost. Atlantic City will get a boost. These cities that are the secondary and the third level beneficiaries of travel, they will all begin to improve as well. Look for clothing sellers, retailers to do well. I mean brick and mortar, not just online. Forget online. We know all about online. Online will continue to do well, but not as well. It may reach sort of stay around the 90% level, but that top 10% it's been getting might come down a bit because folks are out and about and they're able to shop in person. Shoe stores are going to have a good summer and fall. Then the winter clothing people are going to do just fine. Automotive, anything to do with automotive with respect to repair and servicing, it's time to get that vehicle of yours serviced and running again. You haven't had to move it other than 5 miles to the grocery store and back. Now it's time to go on a trip or 2 or 3. Yeah, vehicles need to be upgraded. It means tires are needed. That's why there's tire shortages right now. We need parts. All the spin-offs are going to do just fine. This U.S. economy, Canadian economy, North European economies are all gearing back up and are all firing up. And that is why the markets will continue to go higher, because the capital is there to fire up this economy and allow this money to turn over. So we're talking about trillions of dollars turning over in all of these economies around the world. Americans are experts at trading, wheeling and dealing and making deals. Canadians are experts. The Brits are experts. The Germans are experts. Japanese and others, all experts at making money with money, doing business with business. And so this will benefit the bottom line of corporations, be they private or public. That's why these markets will reflect that. So do not think that we're near a crash or it's all over or we're going to give it all back. It ain't happening. There's no recession coming. There's no recession coming. We have a growth economy going on, not a receding economy going on. And in Europe, they're in a recession. They have been fighting a recession. They are now fighting this new Delta variant of the virus, and there are various areas of Europe with shutdowns and what have you, because they're very leery of the spread of this new Delta variant. As I start coughing, I don't have it. I'm fine. But we're going to have to keep an eye on that, obviously, in certain pockets of the world. But the big picture, we're going higher, and that's what it's all about. Now, what's happening with the stocks that we're following? Are they going higher? What's going on here? I'm keeping an eye on SOFI out of the corner of my eye here all morning, and I noticed that SOFI this morning was in that 1875 range, and I thought, oh, this is good. It's better. And then it came back to the 1850 neighborhood where it closed at on Friday, and I thought, well, we'll bounce from there maybe. And now it's at 1805. No, it's not bouncing. It's still under pressure. Touched 18 this morning. Pre-volume, market volume, 6.2 million. And what I'm looking for here, and I was hoping to see Friday, and I did see it at the very end of the day Friday, was I am looking for what's called the washout. I'm looking for the washout. What does that mean? I'm looking for the wave of selling where they get rid of whatever they got to sell. Whoever the sellers are, and for whatever reason they're selling, I want to see the last of the selling come through, because once that's done, there's a void And I'm thinking there's about a $4 a share void where it's back to 22 to 23 bucks a share. Ultimately, this will be a $30 stock. There's no doubt in my mind. It will be a $30 market and it'll stay there. It's not going to just get there and go back. It's going to reach the 30s and then find a new home in this 30, 35 neighborhood and go from there. But we have to go through these early days of these new listings. And one of the things you have to get through in the early days is the reorganization of all the new shareholders, because this SOFI company in the last month, they took over the IPOE SPAC, and the IPOE SPAC had free trading shares that were issued. Shares are issued at $10 a unit way back when. SOFI, the first 30 days is a lockup period, and then you're allowing people to start getting unlocked depending on who they are and how high up the organization they are and how many shares they represent. And the street's interpretation of this is what is driving this market right now. There are those out there who are very committed to the fact that they believe that whoever gets to sell stock, whoever's allowed to have free trading stock, will immediately sell it and just get out. Why they think that, I'm not 100% sure, but it just could be that there are certain gamblers out there, speculators, who are thinking, oh yeah, well, these guys have been tied up for years and years and years. They've held stock in SOFI as employees for years and years as a private company, no liquidity. They couldn't borrow against it. They couldn't buy a car with the stock. They couldn't pay off their student loans with the stock. And they're thinking there are all kinds of low-level and mid-level employees with between 500 shares to 1,000 shares to 5,000 shares each, maybe 10,000 shares each, who knows. There's zillions of them in this small numbers of share category that all are in big trouble financially and need to sell off stock. And I'm sitting here going, you got to be kidding me. This company is paying people quite nicely. They're hiring. They're desperately trying to hire people. They don't have a problem attracting talent, although they're trying to hire more. The company's growing in leaps and bounds. I don't think SOFI employees have been underpaid. I think SOFI employees, like any other employees, are making ends meet. And now they've got this bonus situation coming their way. They're now shareholders of SOFI. They're now shareholders of a publicly traded SOFI, not a privately held company. And their credit scores have just shot up. All of them, their liquidity has just shot up. If you own 1,000 shares of SOFI, you have $18,000 of the stock right now at 18 odd bucks. You got 10,000 shares of SOFI, you're $180,000 richer on paper in liquid form. You're talking to your banker about maybe you've got a student loan and a car loan and a couple of credit cards, and you want to consolidate that into one loan. And you walk into the banker's office this week and they say to you, oh, let's go over your app. Let's go over a loan application with you, see how you're doing. Who do you work for? I work for SOFI. How long you been working there? 3 years. What do you do? Blah, 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 blah. Where do you live? Yeah, great. Do you have a criminal record? No, I'm fine. Well, okay, fine. What are your assets? Well, I got a car that's 4 years old or 8 years old. It's worth $1,000, $2,000. Oh, okay. I rent. Okay, you're a renter. Yeah. What's your furniture worth? A couple $1,000. Yeah, okay. What other assets have you got? Well, I got this. And then they hold up their phone and they go, I got this. And they go, what's that? Oh, these are my 10,000 shares of SOFI. I've been working for this company for a number of years. I've been putting money into the savings account every month, and they've been matching it. And I got 10,000 shares now of stock, and it's free trading now. And the banker goes, you got $180,000 of free trading SOFI stock? Yes. How much money are you trying to borrow from us? Well, I got this student loan left over, and I got this car loan left over. I got a couple of credit cards. I just want to put 30 grand together or 50 grand together, or 80 grand, whatever the amount is, into one loan. Can I get one low payment? And they'll go, yeah, I think we can help you. Your credit score just went zooming up the charts here because you were at one point a fully indebted individual. Now you're an individual with much more in assets than you owe. Now, if they were to talk to me on an individual basis and say to me, Bruce, I've been working at SOFI for 5 years, 10 years, whatever it is, and I have 5,000 shares, I have 10,000 shares, I have 15,000 shares. What do you think I should do? Should I sell my stock and just get the money? I would say no, because if you sell the stock here at $18, one, that's too low. You're just giving it away. But number two, For every dollar you get, you're going to have to give the income tax department probably 40 cents. You're only going to keep 60 cents on each dollar. And now you're down to basically getting $13 a share for all that money you put in all those years. This is not worth your time. What you can do, a couple of things. You can borrow money without even filling out much of an application, and it depends on how you do it. But there are certain brokerage firms out there that will lend you money against the stock as margin. Not all, but some. However, there's another way to play this game. Become an option writer. That's what I would be talking to them about. I'd be talking to them about the fact that why don't you write contracts good for $30 a share for, let's say, 4 or 5 months from now, and bring in, even if you bring in $1 a share, if you get 10,000 shares, you can bring in 10 grand right now. Can that alleviate your concerns at the moment? Can that handle your needs for, say, the next 3 or 4 months? At the end of 3 or 4 months, let's see what you do then. That's how I would be doing it. So they wouldn't sell any shares. They would only issue stock options. And they might say, well, I only need like $5 grand. I only wanted like $5,000. I didn't really want to, I don't want to sell all my stock. Even if I was going to sell stock, I got 10,000 shares. I want to offer like maybe 500 shares. Like, is that all right? Of course it's all right. The stock is trading 6.2 million this morning. It traded on Friday, 36 million shares. This is what I want to see. I want to see volume of 30 to 50 million or more a day. This will flush out any and all stock that's coming up for sale. It will immediately pass by so quickly that the street will go, they got their stock and they sold like nibbles of it. They sold nothing. That's right. They're not sellers. Employees of SoFi are not interested in selling their stock at $18 a share. They're thinking of selling it at $30 to $100 a share or $400 a share. Some of them are sitting there going, we're going to be taken out. We're going to be taken out by Amazon or Walmart or Apple. We're going to be acquired by somebody else eventually because we're such a juicy deal here. We have so many divisions in this online finance world. We are the Amazon of the business. We might even be taken up by Amazon for all we know. And then they'll just call us SoFi Amazon or something like that. But not this week, not next week, but within a year or two, that could be the plan. And these folks are sitting there going, I'm not selling. I've been here for 5 years. I make good money. I make a nice wage. I make a nice salary. This company's growing leaps and bounds. I have great opportunity to advance my career. Why would I sell this stock? I'm still going to be buying 2,000 shares a year for the next 5 years. I'm going to have 20,000 shares in the next 5 years, the way this is going. But if we get taken out, the bonus situation is that if we get taken out, the deal is that all the stock that we have now is immediately vested. We don't have any holding period. It's free trading the minute we get taken out. And a lot of us have bonuses in our clauses, our employee contracts, and say that if we have an option for 5,000 shares and we've only bought 2,000 of it, we get the other 3,000 shares, or we can buy the other 3,000 shares with a bonus to level it out upon takeover so that we go from 10 to 20,000 shares. We are compensated if we get taken over. And I'm sitting here going, these guys aren't selling this stuff. They're looking at this going, are you kidding me? I'm not giving this away. Why would I do that? So to me, most of the selling I see here are opportunists who think they actually believe that the employees of SoFi are desperados, are cash poor, broke, and need to raise money now. And they're willing to sell stock at $18 with a 40% tax penalty to actually only net out about $11 odd a share. They actually believe that this is the case. And I'm sitting here going, I don't think so. I don't think so. Fully employed people who are noticing that the firm is desperately trying to hire anybody. They're probably offering every employee a bonus if you can bring us somebody. You can find someone that qualifies for working with us. We'll give you a bonus. Help us hire people. We are swamped with business. We are exploding at every level. The other thing to keep in mind is that SoFi has something else coming up, and that is by the end of this year, in the third quarter of this year, so probably another 2-3 months, they will likely receive their bank charter license from the SEC, or not the SEC, the bank regulators. We're waiting for that to close. That is that bank that they bought. I've talked about this a while ago. They had bought this bank in California with 3 branches. That deal is still in the mix. It hasn't closed yet. The bank charter hasn't been issued yet. There are analysts out there saying the moment they get that bank charter, the moment they have it in their hot little hands, the company is 1/3 more valuable. instantly, wherever the stock is at. If the stock's at 18, it's worth 24. If the stock's at 24, it's worth 32. If it's sitting at 30, it's worth 40. Add a third to the value of the company the moment they own that bank charter, because that changes this company completely to turbocharge it to another level. And those in the know are going, I'm not selling this stuff. Are you kidding me? I know in the next 60, 90 days, they're going to have the bank charter. They're going to have it. They've got lawyers working on their part on it. They have their auditors. They're getting the bank charter. And with that, this company is completely transformed. Right now, it's an online banking entity, but over in the future, it's a full-blown chartered online banking entity. And that's another deal entirely. So those of you who are long-term believers in SoFi, these are the dips you've been looking for. And this might be one of the last dips we get. I don't know for sure, but you're here in this 1809, 1810 neighborhood right now, down 40 cents. I don't know, and I'm not sure if there's much stock left. It might be in the first 30 minutes of trading that the last of the selling comes through, and then the bullets are all spent from the sellers. And we got such an oversold stock here, so oversold that the whipsaw back into the $19, $20 neighborhood would be a nothing for me. It would be nothing to see as far as I'm concerned. We may have a 30 to a 50 million share trade day today. And that could be interesting. If the first half of the day down with a run and then a run higher, we'll find out. All this week, we'll see what's going on. But SoFi, what a deal. Unbelievable. Anyway, there's a story on SoFi this morning so far as I see it. We're at, what are we at now? 24 minutes to the opening. Welcome one, welcome all. The Dow is down 4 points. So what? The S&P is up 5.7. NASDAQ is up 48. Oil is at 74.02 a barrel, down 3 cents. GameStop is at 210.12, up 61 cents. Had a most interesting day on Friday. Friday, the stock had been practically all day long, had been drifting lower. It had a moment at the 225 something level and came all the way down to the 198.50 level. From 214 down to 198.50 was the range. And it was at 198.50. I bet you with about 25 minutes to go, that's as low as it got. And then in the last 25 minutes, the stock took a shot to close at 209, gained about $11 in price on a real run. And it actually had been a bit higher than that. And the reason for the run was because the stock, GameStop, has been added to the Russell 1000 index. This is not a secret. This is known for weeks. But the index funds were repositioning their portfolios in the last 20 minutes of the day on Friday. And a stock like GameStop did a violent move to the upside as funds started picking it up. And they had to pick up globs of stock, globs of it, huge globs of the stock. And so there was heavy volume in the last half an hour of the day. There was action in the aftermarket. And it did pop, let's say, as high as 214 during the day. But at the end of the day, it got into that 210.12 neighborhood, almost broke even on the day. Lost 280 when it was all said and done, instead of losing about $13 on the day. And in the pre-market now this morning, we're sitting here at 210. 210.29 right now. We've been upwards of 211-ish, but we're up 78 cents, 50 cents. We're jumping around. Volume of only 63,000 shares. That's what we have so far on GameStop. All right, no news so far this morning. I have no news this morning. We'll let you know if we see any. Gores Holdings, 1488, up 23 cents this morning. It's good to see Gores moving up a bit. The shares have been in this 15.50 range the last 2 or 3 days, sort of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But Friday at the end, it faltered out. It was in the 15 neighborhood, 15.10 neighborhood. It faltered all the way down to 14.65 towards the end of the day. But in the pre-market this morning, it's already back to 14.88, up 23 cents on only a couple thousand shares. So not a lot in the way of volume, but there's nothing for sale. And that's nice to see it popping back the other direction. VACQ, Vector Acquisition, is up 21 cents to 10.72 in the pre-market. 21,000 shares traded. I don't have anything official. This will become, of course, Rocket Lab, and we're waiting to hear what they have to say as soon as they have to say it. But the stock is telling me it's coming. It's coming. ATI Physical Therapy, quiet this morning. I have no volume on the pre-market to talk to you about. So we'll wait for that to open up. 23andMe, though, up 50 cents this morning to 12.35. 23andMe closed at 11.85 on Friday. It had been as low as 11.78, as high as 12.21 on Friday, and it's right now 12.35. So it's actually at a higher price than the high of the day on Friday. That's good to see. Volume of 96,000 shares on 23andMe. Last week's high looked like it got into that 12.35, 40 range. Well, that is where the stock is right now. It's at that level right at this point. So it looks pretty good. We'll see how it wants to open from here. 96,000 volume. No news that I have. I don't see any write-up anywhere on 23andMe, but I see it at 12.35 this morning. So we have some stocks that are moving up for us already, and we're happy to see that. The Dow just turned positive on the futures, now up 6 points, as we're coming into 20 minutes to go before we start to trade. I hope you're going to have a good week this week. Let's hope we make some money and get richer. The economy is definitely on your side. No doubt in my mind about that. I want to take a look at fifth wall acquisition. I'm showing it at 226 on the pre-market with virtually no volume, so we'll wait for that to open to see what that really is going to do. I've got, let me take a look here at Starboard Value at 10.03, no volume this morning. Okay. NSH, that's NavSite at 9.99, no volume yet on the pre-market. Very quiet there. And that is what I think I've got going here. If I see everything going through, yeah, that's where we're at. I think for now, we're watching closely the SOFI, of course, because it's the one that is really causing a bit of commotion out there. But I believe that my belief is that this is a temporary glitch in the trading of the stock because of stock coming free trading, and I really believe that there are shorters out there who think that this stock is doomed because stock's going to be free trading. I think the opposite. I think that because of more free trading stock, it could well be. I haven't even mentioned this, but it could be that in the next days and weeks, a number of SOFI employees are going to take their shares to their brokerage firms, and they're going to deposit them at Robinhood's, hopefully not, but at Fidelity's and at TD Ameritrade and at Schwab and wherever they bank, wherever they trade. I wouldn't be surprised if a bunch of SOFI employees use margin, if they're being granted margin, to buy more SOFI. They'll use SOFI stock to buy more SOFI stock. And they now have, instead of 10,000 shares, they've got 15,000 shares or 18,000 shares. They might turn around and then start writing options on all 18,000 shares at higher prices. They might wait, they get the stock here in this cheap level right here. They'll gobble it up like anyone else would be gobbling it up on the dips, knowing what they know. And now they're sitting there going, yeah, I'm going to buy this up at 18, 17, 18, 19, whatever wants to do it out here. You want to stay here? I'll buy it. 18, 19, 20, 21. And it gets to 23, 24, 25. And now they become option writers at 35, 40 a share. And they start bringing in premiums as well, just like a lot of you are thinking, like we're talking here. Do not be surprised. The most SOFI employees are believers in the upside of the stock. They're not Debbie Downers about their company, about their shareholding positions. They are excited. They are jacked. They are really motivated with what's going on. And a lot of employees who work at SOFI, they believe they don't have enough shares. They really wish they had more, because they were told for years, we're going to go public. That's the game plan. It'll eventually happen. And then they were told, it's a SPAC. We're going to do the deal at $10 a share, but do not worry. We're not going to be trading at $10 a share. And sure enough, it wasn't trading at $10 a share when the deal went down and closed up. And they've been sitting there going, oh man, this is awesome. And now they're looking at this dip from 24 to 18, and they're licking their chops. They want to buy more stock. And so, do not be surprised if a whole bunch of shares get gobbled up by SOFI employees utilizing SOFI shares as collateral to do it. Do not be at all surprised if that's taking place. But this is not a 1 minute phenomenon. This is going to take days and weeks. This will add more fuel to this fire as it just keeps on building and building and building and building. And remember, every SoFi employee is a promoter. They are telling all their relatives and friends and anyone who will listen to them as to how things are going, and things are going well and growing dramatically. And you out there in my universe who are watching me, many of you have been telling me, you can't believe how much advertising these guys do. You can't believe how you're finding this SoFi story, the SoFi logo is popping up everywhere you go. It's popping up on your phones when you're doing a search. It's popping up on your laptops whenever you're doing any kind of a search. It's popping up on your TV when you're watching anything on television. You're seeing this SoFi company just pop, pop, pop again and again and again. This is having an effect. This has the effect, the long-term effect of brand awareness is what these guys are all about. They are building a brand. And you remember, those of you who are old enough, you'll remember back in the day, and this isn't that long ago, you remember GoDaddy? When GoDaddy it became an entity for the very first time, they bought an ad on the Super Bowl, GoDaddy.com. And they became a brand name within like a year. They became a household name within a year. SoFi, with SoFi Stadium hosting the Super Bowl, that game is less than a year away. And between now and next February, the football world, the sports world, all of America, Canada, anyone following the Super Bowl will know who SoFi is, what SoFi is. It's going to be a dramatic awareness campaign that is happening right now. And these shares at $18.13, it's kind of like, to me, it's kind of like looking at Apple in the first weeks of trading, or looking at Facebook in the first weeks of trading, Google shares, Tesla shares. We're talking ground floor. We're talking the early days of this company's public existence. And 5 years from now, when you look back, you're going to look at what SoFi did, and you're going to go, oh man, I wish I had a ton of money back then when they were at $18.13 a share. Oh man, I'd be rich today, boy, if I was able to load up on that stock. Those of you out there who are option buyers, who are buying options, you're following my advice, pick up call options on this stuff. If you can get 1750s, 15s, in the money, even better. If you can pick up in the money contracts, if you can afford them, I would highly urge you to do so. Pick them off, but get them for January and beyond, and pick up, if you can, as many of these as possible. Just leverage yourself up with contracts, because you're going to have a field day between now and next January, an absolute field day. Remember, the Super Bowl game is February. Your contracts are good till the third week of January, well into the NFL playoffs. You're not going to worry about the contracts, by the way, by December or January. You're going to be out of these contracts before the summer's over, as far as I'm concerned. I think by July, August, September, by that point, you'll have already rolled them over and you'll have made a killing on these. But you got to take your positions and take advantage of this absolute giveaway. Again, it's not necessarily people selling the stock who have it. I have a feeling that the selling going on is institutional, and it's programmed, and it's targeted short selling. Now, I believe today the stock cannot be hit by short sellers randomly on bids, because the stock is trading on the SSR. I believe that's what's happening. I might be wrong. It is a NASDAQ stock, and I'm not sure if there's a short seller restriction on the stock on NASDAQ. I know on New York there would be, but I'm not sure about NASDAQ. If anybody knows anything about that, you guys let me know. And we'll report that as best we can. But I'm just mentioning that it did hit the 10% down dip on Friday, and that would have put it on a short sale restriction list if it were a New York listed stock. All right, because here's the comment right here. But we'll see what's going on. Morning, everybody. So glad you're here with me today. Great to have you. I hope you had a great weekend. I had a wonderful weekend with Jennifer. It's very warm here. I'm sure wherever you are, it's getting warm where you are. We're going to be at 102 today. We were 100 yesterday. We're going to be 108 degrees tomorrow and Wednesday here in Creston. These are practically records, so we might be setting heat records here. But the air conditioning in the house is working great. I have no problems. It's all good. I'm going to ask you for one moment, a moment in time. I need to grab a power cord for my computer because I just noticed we're not plugged in, and we're running on batteries right now, and I want to make sure we don't get shut down. So hang on while I grab the cords and plug us up and power us up, baby, because it's going to be a fun ride today as we try to make some money here on the old stock market. Hang on one sec. There goes the cord right there. We're plugged in. We're good. You can't shut me down, baby. We're ready to rock and roll. I want to rock. Do you want to rock? I think we're going to have some fun today. It's nice to see you here today. I hope you had a good weekend, everybody. Nice to see you. I tell you, I had a fantastic weekend because, as usual, on the weekends is when I have my one-on-one private consultations. And I met with some really cool people the last couple of days. And again, all of you viewers are pretty cool people. And I got to tell you, everybody has their own unique situation, your own unique story, how we all survived COVID, how we're adapting to the new world. I get such a kick out of talking to you. I have to say, I am looking forward to this year so much, this next 12 months, because we're crossing our fingers, Jennifer and I, that travel will be available again, and that there will be opportunities where Jen and I will be able to do meet and greets with viewers. And I can't wait to see people in person. It's going to be so cool. I'm really excited. You will be able to write options with SoFi real soon. I agree. I am quite looking forward to as the shares rise up into this $30 range. That is where we want the stock to go before we start writing call contracts. That's where I'm thinking right now. Right now, you do not want to write call contracts at 18.22. You want to be buyers of call contracts out to next January, 15, 17 and a halves, or any amount in between 15 and 21, 22, anywhere in that range, you want to buy call contracts. Hopefully you get them at a nice low price, or whatever price you pay is book value plus very little premium. Time premium is the way to go. As far as the classes go, we are moving down the road. We have been making progress here behind the scenes. Some of you I talk to individually, I mention what we've been up to here, and then those of you who hear that go, oh, no wonder it's taking him so long. Because you've been asking me for classes for weeks. I've been dying to get started, but the logistics of doing a live broadcast are that's one whole thing right there. Setting everything up, and then editing that and posting an edited version of a class onto a website and having that made available to people. That's another whole project. And then the website is another whole project unto itself. So we have three things happening at the same thing. Three projects are being constructed all at the same time, each one different than the other, but each having to link in to each other. And there is the logistic that we're dealing with here, the absolute logistics of getting A, B, and C to cooperate with each other, to seamlessly work together the first time, not the fifth time, not 6 weeks from now, from the minute you start offering the classes. And so this entire behind the scenes logistic is being handled by a number of people here. And as you folks know, we're together here 5 hours a day live during the week. And I do my one-on-one consultations on the weekends for hours each day. And so my so-called awake time to do any of this is limited. And I don't know anything about it. I don't know how to set up a website, how to link videos into a website, how to handle like a live class and link it in and then that. I don't know any of that. I'm just the talent. That's all I call myself the talent. I'm just the guy on the camera going, here's how you can make money. That's all I do. Everything else is done over here. And I have to let these people do their thing. And I'm cutting them all kinds of slack because I cannot and will not force them to deliver something that's not ready to be delivered. Not fair to you, not fair to me, not fair to them. And I want this to be a seamless, easygoing, natural progression. Easy for you to follow, easy for me to deliver on, and easy or hopefully easy to just flow right through so that you can watch a class live or watch a class on a rerun, and we get richer together. So in the meantime, I'm here, I'm on the air, we're there, we're on it, and we'll stay on top of it. And just hang in there with me, everybody, because we are really close. We are really close now. SoFi 1817 to 1818. It's getting a little stronger as we're coming close to the opening here. We're 6 minutes away from the opening. 6.2 million traded. And I'm beginning to wonder if maybe the pre-market sell-off is over. Might be buyers nibbling in here, trying to get into the stock before the opening, and we're nibbling higher. We'll watch. That's what I see anyway. Well, very interesting. 23andMe, 12.35, up 50 cents on the pre-market, holding the gain that it's had here all morning long, like no problem. 103,000 shares traded on 23andMe, looking good, looking good. Who else is moving this morning? Let me take a look at Gore's holdings, up a penny at 14.66. Nothing much on Gore's. No attack there. VACQ up 22 cents at 10.73. That's traded 23,600. That Vector Acquisitions is the way that stock is trading. It's telling me we're about to get the shareholder vote date. It's so obvious. I mean, you can't hide it. This is so telling that somebody knows something. Something's going on here, and we're about to get something going. GameStop 212 up 249. Yeah, baby. In the last 10, 15 minutes, we've moved up from 210 to this 212 level on 90,000. So there's improvement coming there as we are inching to the open of the morning here. Very, very interesting. Should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to starting the trades here. It's been a long weekend. 1822 on SoFi now. 1822. It hit a low of $18 for a brief trade or two, and then has been popping back ever since this 810, 812, 815 level. It now just jumping to 815 to 822 range. So watching that closely as we should. We'll see what's going on. The Dow is up 1 point on the pre-market with 3 minutes to go before we start trading. We've got commercials on CNBC, so the world is normal. S&P is up 6 and NASDAQ is up 54. Crude is down 31 cents a barrel to 73.74. That's what we've got right now. The Dow is within 1% of its all-time high. That's how close it is. So it's within 300 and something points of an all-time high. The S&P and NASDAQ are at basically record levels, more or less. That's where they're at right now. So that's interesting. We'll follow that, obviously, and see where things take us. I've got my phone ready to go. I got my quotes ready to go. Looking forward to seeing what we're going to get. Stock markets are like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Fun times. But I think we might have a better day today on the stocks we're following than Friday. So I think we were a little oversold, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Appreciate you joining me today. I hope you had a good weekend, and let's see what we can do together today. Coming into the last 2 minutes before we start trading. Here we go, Mr. Mojo. The fun thing is, the SoFi can literally jump to $25 at any moment, at any time. I agree. I totally agree. That's why I don't want to. I'm not recommending anyone write covered calls right now on SoFi, because they could at any time take a shot, and that 30 range is kind of what I'm looking for before we look at writing options. And when we get there, are the premiums going to be juicy for you guys? You guys are going to bring in some nice money per share going forward. Looking forward to seeing that happen as well. Let the gamblers gamble on your shares as you cash in these premiums, and say thank you very much. Those of you who've been writing calls on GameStop, way to go. Had a good week last week. The shares had an okay week, but a lot of you probably cashed in on all of the calls you wrote. And if you're writing calls now for GameStop, you're looking at writing 250s to 300s for a week and a half out, 2 weeks out. Remember, next week, I'm not sure what day we're closed. Are we closed on Monday next week? The July 4th thing? Someone let me know the exact wording on that. I'd love to know when exactly do we shut down for trading for July 4th. I suspect it's the 5th. We're not open on Monday the 5th, but does anyone know for sure? Let me know when you can, okay? We're just about to start trading. We're waiting right now just for the opening salvo to get going. Kramer is talking about Virgin Galactic, and they're talking about NASDAQ, and they're talking about whatever they're talking about. The Dow cutting June losses, and there you go. The Dow's up 12 points in the last minute before we open, and we've got S&P up 7 and NASDAQ up 52. Okay, so there you go. July 5th should be a Monday holiday is recognized. So yeah, we're closed on Monday next week. What am I going to do with myself? Oh my gosh. What are you guys going to do with yourselves? Oh my God. I have to figure something out. I don't know. We're getting ready to crank this baby open. Let's get this thing started. We got a party, and we want to get to it. Pop the corks and let's start trading. The opening bell is ringing. It's going to start ringing. Oh, yay. We're ready to roll. I can't wait. Oh, my goodness. Welcome one, welcome all to the stock market. And happy Independence Day to America next week. Congratulations, America. You've survived another year. Way to go. And we're open. We're opening. Yay. 1820 to 1823 on SoFi right now as we're jumping around like crazy here. GameStop is showing 210.70 up $1.19. We have ATP down a penny. We've got AMC up $1 to 55.10. We have Gore sitting at 14.75 up a dime. We have 23andMe at 12.30 up 45 cents. That's right where we left off on the aftermarket. We have a Fifth Wall Acquisition down a penny. Nothing going on there. We got Vector up 16 cents to 10.67. And we have Starboard unchanged. We have Vanik up 288, the ETF. We're watching the Dow is showing at the moment a 22-point loss, just to kind of throw a curve at everybody. Don't know why, but it's probably one or two stocks that haven't opened yet. We'll see what's going on. And let's keep looking at where we're at. SoFi right now officially at 1813 at the moment, 1814. Volume 7.4 million to start the morning. So that's more than all pre-market trading in a minute and a half on the open market. That's good to see. I want to see the flush out. This is what I want to see. I want to see a big volume flush out. If there are shorters, go ahead and do your thing. Sell all you want to sell. It's my gut is telling me that once the sellers run out of gas, this thing starts marching relentlessly higher. It just starts. It's at 1817 right now. At the moment, volume now 7.7 million shares on SoFi. It's only down 33 cents. GameStop 213.50 up almost $4 now. GameStop volume at 260,000 to start the morning. And ATIP at 905 on 8,000 shares. Nothing there. AMC 54.96 up 90 cents on 4.5 million. Very quiet. Gore's 14.75 up a dime on 9,700 shares. 23andMe 12.32 up 47 cents on 182,000 shares. 12.32 on 23andMe up 47 cents. Okay, we've got a bit of a pop going on here. The Dow is still showing a loss of 36 points at the moment. We've got SoFi now at 1820. Just pop back there. S&P is up 6.6. NASDAQ up 87, getting stronger. Oil down 37 cents a barrel at the moment. What else have we got going here? 1813 to 1820 on SoFi as it's jumping back and forth here. We're going to keep an eye, of course, on that very closely. There we go. And the low of the day, 1806, and the high of 1829 on SoFi so far as it's finding its early morning timing and see what it's going to do here. As I say, I think the first 10, 20, 30 minutes, we could have the rest of the washout if there is one, and from there we could go higher. I do not see wave after wave after wave of selling on SoFi. I just don't see it. Excuse me. Just got another 250 SoFi, Bruce. Way to go, Aaron. Beautiful done. And let's see what else is going on here. Thank you all for being here. Let's see what else is folks saying here. If anyone told me I'd be making a profit watching YouTube 10 years ago, I would have thought, you got to be kidding. Really? I may as well go on vacation in July, says D. Gray. Good morning, all. T-Jerk Spark, welcome. Thank you, all of you from around the world who are joining me here today. I know I have an audience in Europe and in Asia, South America, the Caribbean, all of Canada, the USA, of course. Thank you for being here today. 1832 now on SoFi, as it's coming on already. Interesting to watch that. GameStop now 214.78, up 5.27 a share. So we have green on GameStop right off the bat here. We have green on AMC up 82 cents. Green on Gores up 16 cents. Green on 23andMe up 29 cents. 13-cent gain right now on Vector Acquisition. NavSite sitting up a penny at $10. 13.24. I just saw 13.34 on SoFi a second ago. So these shares are starting to touch the 18.30 level here as we're getting marching through this. These various sell waves and buy waves on SoFi. SoFi volume so far this morning, 8.5 million already. Very heavy day here. Very good heavy day to start. It's exactly what I was hoping would happen. A very heavy volume day. Anyone who wants out, blow your brains out, get out. And we'll see you around because this thing is on its way to 30 plus. 1833 now, just touched. I think we're starting to hit new highs on the stock. 1837 so far this morning, and it's now 1832-ish, 1832-ish at the moment. On SoFi, GameStop 216, 217, and 218. That's right. And now GameStop looks like it's going to go for 219, up $9. SoFi, GameStop moving higher to 219.40 on the GameStop. SoFi 1822.23. It's coming on. 9 million SoFi practically traded. We're all watching this closely. 219 on GameStop. You heard it here first, second or third. It doesn't matter. It's all good stuff. We're pleased to see that. AMC is up, but only up 69 cents. ATIP at 8.98, down 9 cents. Bargain territory there. 18.29 to 18.32 on SoFi right now. 1833 just popped again. We are now at 9.2 million traded on SoFi at the moment. Here we go. 219.45 on GameStop. The high of the day on GameStop, 219.65. We're right there on the high today on only 522,000 shares volume. That's telling me good things. I get a good vibe of seeing GameStop up only 500,000 shares traded, up $9. There is no stock for sale on GameStop at this point in these levels. So that's a good sign. If you're thinking of writing call contracts today, keep an eye on this stock. Let's see what kind of a run it wants to give us this morning. It wants to get into this 220.30 range. Wonderful. You can then look at maybe 280s or 300s for the end of this week or into next week. Or you can look at longer term contracts depending on just what this stock wants to give us. I don't have any news at the moment that I'm aware of on GameStop. If anybody knows anything, anyone hears anything, as always, you just let us know. We'll look into it. Fabulous. An 1850 on SoFi, unchanged now. It has come back all the way back, unchanged on SoFi, and it's now up 4 cents. 1854. SoFi is up now at 1855.56. SoFi is running 220 on GameStop. We are breaking through the 220 like a hot knife through soft butter. GameStop at 220 is gone, baby. It's right through at 1856 to 1860 on SoFi. Now 1863 on SoFi. That took 8 minutes to allow the sell to come through. 1860 to 1864 on SoFi. Volume of 9.6 million on SoFi this morning. That's not enough stock. It's not enough stock to stop this market. We need 50 million shares of selling in the first 5 minutes. Didn't get it. So telling me this thing is running out of gas as far as the sellers are concerned. They might amass another wave, but the buying is coming in on SoFi. There are bargain hunters going, this stuff's a steal. I'm grabbing this stuff. Alan Krieger, thank you for becoming a member of this channel. All of you who are members, of course, are so welcome here. We appreciate this so much from around the world, especially our female viewers. Love having the gals join us. Thank you, all of you. You're able to use emojis, of course. You're able to make comments on this chat, and you will get special alerts from yours truly from time to time on the stocks that we're following here, and any new stock that I come up with that you should be made aware of, you should be following. I will let you in on it. As a member, you'll get advance notice. The same thing with the classes. As soon as we're able to launch the classes, you will get an advance warning on our classes all about options and the markets and everything else. We got a lot of ground to cover in the classroom. Thank you all that you're here. 1848 on SoFi. We took a shot up to the 1860 range, backed up a little bit, and now we're coming on again. This is completely normal. This is what I was expecting here. Figuring the washout would take place. 219 right now on GameStop. Volume on GameStop now 776,000. The high of the day 222.03. Just a few moments ago. We've got a good opening wave of interest after the first 5 minutes of kind of feeling out where we're at. 1849 on SoFi, down 1 penny on the day. I can handle that. 1850 right now. It's going for another shot. This thing's going to go. 218.65 on GameStop. 902 on ATIP. AMC up $1.02 to 55.08. Gore is up 12 cents to 14.78. 23andMe 12.11 up 26 cents. Fifth Wall down 11 cents to 12.15. Vector up 18 to 10.69. And we have a penny loss and a 3 penny loss on SVAC and Navsite. No big whoop there. Home Depot down $1.60. International IBM up down 44 cents. Vanik up 3.86. Computer chip shortage is real. Microsoft up 2.96. Apple up $1.18. Tesla up $10. What else we got here? Bed Bath & Beyond up $1.32. BlackBerry up 28 cents. We've got cruise lines down this morning. Royal Caribbean 85.46 down 3.76. Been calling these shares lower for a while, and they're beginning to deliver. Norwegian down $1.19 to 29.84. Carnival down $1.22, 26.91. These guys are running into major expenses to relaunch their cruise lines, but they're going to be launching their cruise lines at a very low capacity, and at least half the passengers or more are on future cruise credits. No fresh cash for these cruise lines to start up their operations. It's good on the one hand, they're starting up. It's bad on the other. The cash isn't going to be coming in like maybe investors were led to believe or whatever they were thinking. Amazon up $38, Facebook up $2.55, Google down $7.45 right now. That's what we got going on in some of the stocks that we follow the most. 1851 on SoFi up a penny. Volume now on SoFi 10.2 million on the morning already. GameStop 217.36 up 7.86. That's where we're at right now. Alrighty, what else is going on here? Thank you guys for popping through here. Thank you, Isaac, for becoming a new member. Isaac, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you being here. AMC is sitting at 55.48 up $1.40 at the moment. The volume on AMC is 7.9 million, not very heavy. Considering what this stock can do. But, it's an early start. The movies are opening up. The Hollywood is coming out with releases, and the hope is that the numbers will come back on again like they were in 1819. We'll see how that goes. Welcome, Isaac, to the channel. Nice to have you here. Isaac's going, yo, what's up, man? I'm here. Yeah. Nice to have you here, Isaac. Fantastic. Let's see. Isaac, I finally caved, and I decided to join after 5 months of being here. I appreciate that. I thank you for popping in, Isaac, and let us know what you hear and what you're learning or anything you want to know. Just let us know, and we'll see if we can answer your questions. Nice to have you around. Let's see. Where are we at right now? We got SoFi at 18.41. We got GameStop at 218 now. ATIP at $9, down 7 cents. AMC now 56.34 on up to 28. That's getting better. Gore is at 14.69, up 4 cents. 23andMe at 12.12, up 27 cents. Fifth Wall down 6 cents. Vector Acquisitions 10.75, up 24 cents right now. So some of these SPACs are popping up a little bit, getting a little better. We like it. Okay. I bought 10 MU to diversify my portfolio. Well done. Thumbs up for Professor Uncle Bruce's Island in the Sun. There you go. Let's see. Let's say Bumble, ATIP have been holding call November options since 10 before the merger. Hold, average down, or cut the loss. Sit around. Just sit there. You want to buy some more to average down? That's great. But yeah, hang tough. We're into the third week of publicly traded company here. Early days. Let's see. Suns out, thumbs out, smash the like button. And who wants to rock? I do. I want to rock. Thank you, everybody. We have 488 thumbs ups. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that to start the day. Keep those thumbs ups coming in. The more thumbs ups you can give us, the more encouragement YouTube is getting by you to send more people to the show and watch the channel and have people watch us talk about our favorite stocks. SoFi just jumped the dime. It's now 1851, just went positive again on SoFi. 218.08 on GameStop. AMC, $57, just popped through 57 like butter for AMC. Gore's 14.66 up a penny, and at 23andMe 12.07 up 22 cents. Interesting patterns this morning to the day. S&P 500 and NASDAQ composite register all-time highs early Monday, according to a headline. And we've got the Dow down 136 points at the moment. We've got the negative 1.3 on S&P now, and we have 89-point gain on NASDAQ, a mixed market at this point for now. Alrighty, oil down 54 cents a barrel, 73.51 right now. Okay, yep, AMC 57. That's right. Let's go. Let's see. SoFi it says here, SoFi customers now invest in biotech SPACs. 220 again on GameStop. We're approaching it. 219.95. We're ready to break through it. It's going again. Let's see what happens. 1847 to 1850 on SoFi. 220 on GameStop right now, up 10.49. The 222 level is the highest level of the day for GameStop right now. We've got AMC at 57.48, up 3.40 a share. Gore's holding at 14.66. It's 23andMe at 12.03. As we are going through the early morning gyrations, 18.52 now on SoFi. Up a couple of pennies. 18.54 just jumped again. Volume 10.7 million on SoFi. Looks to me like the whatever selling there was has come and gone. 18.60 now on SoFi. The sell wave may have ended. I think there's a relentless army of people coming in here to buy this up. I really do. I would not be surprised if SoFi becomes a meme stock. It'll be followed by the Reddit crowd very closely, the Wall Street Bets audience. It will be heavily discussed on the online forums. Any shorting activity going on SoFi will be heavily promoted and talked about. And I think the company will be closely scrutinized and analyzed. And with the banking charter coming later this next month or 2 or 3 months from now, you can add a third to this price. Just watch out. It'll just pop. So in any event, those of you who have a little bit of patience and who are looking to buy on dips, SoFi has given it to you. I gave it to you Friday. It gave it to you first thing this morning. Now we're at 18.58 and looking very interesting. 222 now on GameStop. We're popping up, looking like we're going to try 223 as well. We're liking it. Uncle Bruce SoFi is already pretty popular. I think it'll become one of the most talked about on Reddit. That's what I'm thinking about. I know there's a following, but I think the following could be massive. And SoFi volumes, I can see SoFi volumes of 40 to 60 million a day, every day or more. And that I just cannot see enough stock available for the street to be able to turn it over that much without it being at a much higher level. That's where I'm coming from. But one day at a time. You gotta get your position. You gotta hold. Got to be disciplined and patient and just grab it and sit on it and enjoy, and then get ready to enjoy some upside on your contracts. If you're picking up options today, way to go. And I think you'll do very well on those, and you can do very well writing contracts later. 223 to 224 on GameStop right now. It looks like we want to get going. Stay nice. We want to rock. I have to do something. It's kind of nice to be nice to the nice, I say. We're going to Happy Town. We touched 225 apparently. Looking good on GameStop right now so far this morning. Alrighty, I'm going to take a quick peek at GameStop here to see if I see any announcement anywhere about anything. And I'm not showing any announcements from the company. Nothing like that. There are the usual haters who hate the company and lovers who love it. But I have no specific news on GameStop at the moment. It is at the moment 223.51 up 14 bucks. The high of the day, 224.25 so far. That's what we're showing right now. All righty. Let's see. I'm a buyer. More SoFi. There you have it. 1841 on SoFi as it's jumping 15-20 cents every couple of minutes between 1840 and 1860 right now. The Dow's down 157. We have Boeing, Chevron leading losses on the Dow. Boeing is having problems today because of the 777 aircraft. They're trying at Boeing to get it recertified through the FAA. There are wiring issues on 777s. They've identified some other issues, and they've been working on this now for 6 months, and the talk is more and more of the talk is it will take until next year, 2023, for all 777 issues to be resolved, which is a problem for Boeing because it's a cash cow plane. They have long built enough of them to get their money out, their development costs out, but they're now dealing with these issues. It's kind of like a warranty thing, and they've got to retrofit practically every 77 out there, or certain variants anyways. And this is causing problems. The 737 MAX looks like we're through that. They're through that issue, so they should be okay. But one thing after another is how it's piling up for Boeing right now. So Boeing and Chevron, if oil is down, which it is right now, down 86 cents a barrel, that can lead to a lower price on a couple of energy stocks. And if Boeing is off, that can affect the Dow because the Dow is only 30 stocks. S&P 500 is only down 4 points. 500 issues there. NASDAQ up 80 points on the NASDAQ 100. The FANG stocks are definitely improving. All right, that's where we're at. Everybody, thank you one and all for being here. Hope you're having a good morning. Hope you're having some fun this morning as we watch this market try to figure itself out. We've got Vector Acquisition at 1070, up 19 cents this morning. We have no news on Vector that we can point at the moment. Gores sitting at 1458. No news there. It's down 7 cents. 23andMe is still holding a bit of a gain, up 21 cents to 1206, range of 1201 to 1236 today. And I don't see any specific announcements from 23andMe at the moment in time. And so the shares are just climbing in value because of the long-term objective of management and those in the know. They know. If you are familiar with Mr. Branson, you're familiar with his group, you're familiar with the folks at 23andMe and all of their partners and all of their contacts, you know how much smart money is into 23andMe, and more is coming in very quietly without fanfare. And this could be a most interesting run for us. We'll keep an eye on that. I'm kind of waiting for them to start talking. When they start to talk, that'll turbocharge the stock. It's just up 22 cents without anyone saying anything. That to me is an excellent indicator. The volume on 23andMe, by the way, 347,000. That's all. It's only 347,000 shares, and it's up 20 cents here at the moment. SoFi now at 1846 or so. Volume of 11.5 million. Very good start. 222 now on GameStop again. Improving yet again, up $13. GameStop now, I believe it is approaching 1.4 million. We're getting some volume through now, a little more volume on GameStop. That's a good sign. I'm getting the impression that there's a buy wave coming into the stock. People anticipating news and developments on GameStop. Great. I'm loving this. Thank you very much. AMC holding $57, up $2.95. Loyal group of shareholders holding up GameStop shares or AMC shares. AMC just sitting around $57 a share right now. Gores at 1460, 23andMe 1204. Dow down 120 now, coming up a little bit. S&P down 2. That's where we're at right now. All righty. Thank you. Let's see. Isaac, why do you people believe markets are due for a correction other than the fact they're a shill? These people are, look, if you think the markets are going up, you think the markets are going down, you think the markets are going sideways, it doesn't make you anything. This term shill is a bullshit term. There is no, people don't know what a shill is, actually. People are using the word shill as an expression of a slang expression, And you're calling someone a shill. It's another way to call them an a-hole, I guess. It means nothing. It has no correlation to anything. Shills, in the proper term of things, are people hired by people to promote things. So if you're a shill at a casino in Las Vegas, you're sitting at a blackjack table, and someone joins the table, and they start betting stupidly, or they're cracking jokes, or they're playing two hands at a time and they're showing off a little bit. They could be an in-house employee just to kind of liven up the mood and get things going, trying to encourage others to bet because they're playing with house money. Whether they make or lose money is irrelevant. You're playing with house money. Shills in the stock market are almost non-existent. There are professional. I would say this: every employee of a public company is a shill, because you talk about how great your company is. I mean, if you believe in it, you're shilling it, you're promoting it. If you're part of the investor relations department, you're a shill. You're a professional hired by the company to talk about the company's tremendous potential and upside. Other than that, there are no shills. Public companies do not hire people outside of their company on a regular basis to promote their stock. Not companies listed on the New York Stock Exchange, not listed on NASDAQ. Maybe on the OTC markets, the over-the-counter penny markets. Yeah, I can see these entities trying to hire people to hire people. I can see that going on. But this term shill is such a generic crap term. It has no meaning anywhere. Again, if people think a stock is going up, great. People think a stock's going down, great. People think a market's going up, that's fine. People think a market's going down, that's fine. AMC is 56.81. Is that good, bad, or not? It doesn't matter. It's at 56.81. That's where the stock is right now. Now, some people say, oh, it can go higher. Oh, you're a shill. Some people say, oh, it's going to go lower. Oh, you're a shill. No, you have an opinion. Whatever your opinion is your opinion, and you're free to make it. SOFI 1824 down 25 cents. I don't like it down there. Does that make me a shill? No, I don't like it there. I'm allowed not to like it at 1824. That's my right. GameStop 223.58. Am I allowed to like it there? Yes or no? It's a free market. Your money talks. Your money tells you what you're all about and what you're going to do. The shill thing is just nonsense, complete nonsense. It has no meaning of any kind to the world at large. And 99% of the world out there doesn't even know what a shill is. They don't care. They don't care to know what a shill is. But again, there are people out there who think that I'm a paid promoter to talk about certain stocks. Well, think what you want, but I don't know why any public company would want to hire me as a paid promoter. I really don't know. I am for a stock, then I'm against a stock. I'm a cheerleader for a snare, then I'm a hater. I'm all over the place, and I am free to give my opinion any way I want, and I do. If you're here long enough, you know that, and I will call out a market or a stock if I don't like what's going on, and I don't care who it is. And that's not a shill. A shill is always a cheerleader and is always one-sided and only has one opinion. And those of you out there who have told me time and time again, there are all kinds of YouTubers and bloggers and vloggers all over the place, and you believe that some of them are shills or that some of them are promoters of certain stocks. Yeah, I can understand that. I get it. Back in the day when I was a stockbroker, there were hired guns. I mean, we knew in our town who the promoters were for certain oil and gas companies. We knew when a certain guy would come in the office to see a broker, we knew that, oh, that's a promoter, and he's talking to so-and-so over here, the one broker we have in the house who's a real fan of stock, whatever, because he and the shill are pals. They're buddies. The promoter of this stock is a best friend of this stockbroker, and the promoter brings the stockbroker all kinds of clients to buy stock in this oil and gas company that this guy's promoting. That was the game in the 70s, the 60s, the 50s for mining stocks, for oil and gas stocks. The game continued into the 80s and the 90s through all kinds of industries. It continues to this day, I'm sure, to a degree. But as a YouTuber, what do I care whether you buy or sell stock or not? I don't make any money if you buy or sell stock. I'm not a broker. I don't get any commissions. I don't get any overriding royalties. I don't get any kind of payoffs from public companies to talk about what I talk about, because public companies look at me and are horrified. They're going, this guy, we have no idea what he's going to talk about. We don't know if he's going to talk nicely about us or badly about us. So don't anyone talk to this guy. Leave him alone. I like it that way. I like being an independent guy who can just say whatever he wants because of what he sees going on in the market in plain English. And you decide whether you like what I say or not. But if you think that I'm a paid spokesperson for certain companies, man, are you naive? You haven't got a clue how the market works. You're obviously less than 30 years of age. You've probably never been in the business. You've never been licensed before. You have no idea how the markets work. You think you do. You think you're all smart and all because you can read and write, but you haven't got a clue what it's really like on a trading floor. You have no idea what it's like on a trading desk. You are clueless, and a lot of my viewers can see right through you guys who are calling me shills. So we can see right through you guys because you guys are shills. You guys are actually promoters for something else, and you're upset that I'm not on your team, and that's just your problem. Not my problem. That is your problem, and what can I say? It is just what it is, and I'm here to try to find a way to help people make money. That's what I'm about. You call me a shill for that, fine. I don't care. My viewers don't care either. We're here to find deals. We're here to find opportunities. We're here to find ways to maximize returns on our money because we figured a few things out in the last year and a half. One, there's a virus going on and it's ugly. Two, you only go around once in life. Those of you who are 25 years old or 35 years old or 45 years old, you're all different people. Because you 25-year-olds 10 years ago, you were 15. You have very little background about being an adult. You're the brand new kids to town, and you're the ones who are wide-eyed and wide open about what's going on out there. You 35-year-olds have already had heartbreak and have already seen things not quite work out like you thought. And you 45-year-olds are now old and wise, and you realized, yeah, this world is a whole different ballgame than what I thought it was when I was 15 or 25 or even 35. And those of you who are 55 and 65, like me, 65, you're looking around, looking at these kids going, oh, man, it was just like when I was 25. I remember 65-year-olds looking at me going, oh, these kids today, they don't know nothing. It just never stops. It keeps on going. I thought I was a hot shot at 25. I thought I was a hot shot at 35, but I also realized at 25, I knew butkus about what was going on out there. I thought I knew everything. I thought I had a pretty good handle on because I was absorbing everything I could absorb about the public markets. But I would sit down with a 45-year-old broker, a 55-year-old broker's been around a while. And within 30 seconds, you could tell whether that person you're talking to had any clue about what was happening in the real world. And I quickly figured out that the guys who were 55 years old in 1980 as stockbrokers, who had been brokers since they were in their 30s, 20s, and 30s, and they were still stockbrokers at age 55, these guys are the survivors. These are the guys who have had hundreds of friends and fellow employees come and go in their careers. That they couldn't take it, couldn't make it, couldn't handle it, blew their brains out, just were not capable of handling the stress of being brokers, whatever the issue. These guys were the long-termers, and I got to talk to these guys as much as I could. I wanted to talk to 20-year veterans and 30-year veterans desperately because I was figuring out very quickly, oh my God, Bruce, at 25 years of age, 26, 27, you talk to these guys, this is free knowledge that they're handing you on a silver platter about what the markets have been like through the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. They're giving you advice on how to handle clientele, how to anticipate clients, how to anticipate emotion, because that's what the market is. It's emotion, the emotion of the moment, and how to handle stress and how to handle adversity and survive in this business. And I'm looking at these guys going, look at these guys. These guys are still here. They're sane. They're normal. They're a delight to be around. Their clients love them. They love their clients. It's a wonderful relationship after 15, 20, 30 years of dealing together. They're still tight. I'm thinking, how can you do that? How do these guys do that? Because I'm looking at 30-year-old brokers who hate their customers, who don't want phone calls. They're telling the receptionist, I'm not in. The guy's sitting right there. He doesn't take calls because so-and-so's calling to complain. He doesn't want to hear it. And I'm thinking, that guy's not going to last. And I would be right. Sure enough, I'd notice, within a year, that guy's gone because he quits, because he hates the business. He hates his customers. He hates the world. He can't handle the stress of the market, and he's lashing out, and everyone is the problem but the person himself. And I get this right here on YouTube. I get this right here. I get these comments from people, and I get these I hear and I see things and read things. People tell me what they're hearing and reading about me, and there's anger addressed at this guy, and frustration because I'm not a team player. I'm not a fellow team member of a promotion on a stock. And I'm just going, sorry fellas, I'm just not in that business. That's just not my gig. I'm here to tell you what I think is going on in plain English. That's all I'm here for, because millions of you out there, and there's only 1,400 of you here right now, but there are thousands of you for every one of you that are here that are just like many of you who have nowhere to go to get advice and to get an interpretation of what's going on in the market, because no brokerage house wants you to call them. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to talk to you about what they think is going on. They don't want to. You don't even want to hear from you, because their entire reason for being in business is to just get your money and put it into their house accounts to have it managed for you. They don't even manage your money. They just get your money to be managed by their bosses somewhere in some tower somewhere in New York. You're not even worthy of a return phone call to let you know why the Dow is down 130 points today, or what's happening on a sector that you're following. You're not getting that kind of service. You never will, ever again, because this business has completely turned itself over to become the telephone app business. It's all this market has become. It's the telephone app market now. You're on your own, and you have to figure out for yourself what you're going to do with your money and how you're going to work your money. And unfortunately, some of you folks are getting caught in some spots out there where you're hearing stories from people that have no authority to talk to you about what to do with your money. You are getting the so-called advices, what you should do with your dough or what you should buy and all that. And these individuals, these people, these groups, they have no clue how the markets work. They have never been in the business. They've never been. They've never taken the securities course. They don't even know how the markets actually work. They do not know the psychology of the market. They think they know because they read about it, or they watch others, or they watch technical analyses, and they think, oh, I know everything about the market. They know butt kiss. Am I the God of all gods? No, I'm not. I'm up front with you folks. I'm just a guy in a living room in Creston, British Columbia, who started investing in 1978 and became a stockbroker in 79 and became a branch manager in about 83, and I became a VP in 84. I took a company public in 90, 91 with a partner of mine, went through all kinds of booms and busts of the oil business, the mining business, the markets, the inflation rates that took off, the recessions we've had in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. I survived 9/11. You survived 9/11. I went offshore. I've come back, and I'm now here just regurgitating to you my experience to say to you, here's a 65-year-old guy with very little hair left on the top of his head, with whatever's left is white, just to tell you, here's what I think is going on in the market. And here's how I'm going to put it to you in plain English. If I would have been your stockbroker in 1985, this is how I would have been talking to you back then, so that you get it. Because I can give you a bunch of gobbledygook like a whole bunch of other YouTubers can give you gobbledygook, and I can try to impress you with fancy words, and I can impress you with all kinds of fancy jargon and all kinds of fancy whatever, and it means nothing. It is absolute a shell game. There are very good meaning YouTubers out there. There really are. There are some great YouTubers out there who do a great job. And I commend them all. But there are also those who are not worthy of your time. And you tell me who they are. You tell me privately, oh, Bruce. And you're smart enough to know. You're smart enough to figure it out. And I commend all of you. Those of you who are here watching me and listening to what I'm saying, you don't have to agree with me. There's no rule saying to watch me, you have to agree with me. No, you could watch me and go, I don't believe it. I don't think so. Or he's half right, but You'll quickly notice that comments come in here, and I'll try to do some due diligence on some comments here as best I can. And I'm more than happy to be corrected. If I'm wrong on something, I don't mind being corrected. It's okay. I don't have an ego that says I don't want to hear the truth. I'm wide open on that. But I got to tell you, I have no sinister motives here to wish anything ill on anyone. I'm a guy that just loves it when I talk to people who say, you know, that stock you were talking about, I bought those, I bought some options, and I'm up 30%, I'm up 80%, I've tripled my money, I did all kinds. I love this. I really do. And I'll reiterate one more time. I don't own any stocks. I don't own any options. I don't day trade. If I were a day trader, you think I'd be sitting here for 5 hours a day talking to you guys about what's going on in the marketplace? You wouldn't be seeing me talk to you here, looking at the camera or at myself, actually. You'd be watching me trade. You'd be noticing that I'd be doing all this with my trading account. I'd be watching stocks, and I'd be all nervous about when it goes up and down. That's how I would be if I were a day trader. I'd be a nervous wreck trying to trade stock. I haven't got time for that, and it's not my bag. And I'm also too old to play that game. I just don't want to play that game anymore. At this age, I am more than happy to give you my interpretation of what's happening, of why I think what's happening is happening, and what I think what it means when it's happening, from all the years of experience that I can bring you. And those of you who have said to me, we really appreciate this. I thank you so much for those of you who've been encouraging me, sending me kind messages. Those of you who hate me, just can't stand this guy who just, talks about whatever he wants to talk about. Well, then, there's other places to go and whatever, give me your thumbs down and off you go. It's all good. I'm all grown up. And it doesn't matter anymore. My 20s are gone. My 30s are gone. My 40s are gone. I don't have to worry about the impact on my brokerage career that you people don't like me. It doesn't matter. I'm not a broker anymore. I couldn't care less. I'm a YouTuber in front of a camera saying, how's it going? Are you making any money? Do you think we can make some money today? What are we following? What's going on? I see some stuff happening. I think you should be aware of it. Let's get on with it. And let's just make money and forget the rest. It's so simple. It's just one objective. A lot of you would like to trade stock and not work ever again for the man. I get it. I totally understand that. There's ways to make this happen. Hang around and enjoy the show. So anyway, the shill thing, use that. If you're using that term seriously, I have to then make the assumption that you don't know what you're talking about. If you actually think that I'm a paid guy for public companies, man, are you naive? Are you out of touch? You haven't got a clue what you're talking about. And if anyone is following you, I feel sorry for those folks, because I don't understand how people can be so gullible. I just don't know. I tell you, it used to be a lot easier. I'll say 656 thumbs ups. I thank you for that. 32 on the downside. It is what it is. Combined, we have almost 700 thumbs coming in here. I appreciate the thumbs ups. If you can spare one, they're free to hand out. The more you hand out, the more folks will find out about this channel. The more they find out about this channel, the more they will hear about stocks like SOFI, GameStop, ATIP, Gores, 23andMe, and others. They might become followers of these stocks. They might become buyers of these stocks, because some of these shares should be picked up here. They should be acquired, and you can help yourselves by helping this channel become more known. 705 thumbs ups. Right now, we're just jumping here. 50 just came in. The more thumbs ups, the more momentum this channel gets. The more momentum this channel gets, the more people follow this channel, the more people start buying the stocks you're following. It's just that simple. Here's a report from Carnival. Cruise operator Carnival says they may sell up to $500 million in additional stock to raise more cash to stay alive. And that means dilution of Carnival shareholders will continue, as it will for Norwegian, as it will for Royal Caribbean. Last week, Royal Caribbean announced a $600 million bond offering, all junk bonds, to fund their operations going forward. These outfits are going to be issuing stock upon stock upon stock to survive The downturn. And this is going to dilute the shareholders even more. And that is why I keep saying, you want to make some money on the stock market? You buy puts in Royal Caribbean. I talked about buying puts in Royal Caribbean when it was 95 a share. Royal Caribbean right now down $5 today at 84. Here we go. The street is figuring out these guys are diluting themselves to the nth degree to survive this startup. There's no way these companies can make the kind of money per share they used to make because there's way more shares outstanding and the interest costs have just gone sky high. This Royal Caribbean stock is on its way to the 30s and 40s. It is not on its way to its 130s or 140s. I'm sorry to say. Down $5. Carnival now down 171 to 26.42, and Norwegian down 160 to 29.42. They're all under pressure. Miss Jennifer, how are you today?
I'm good.
My Jennifer Aniston lookalike wife is here, and we survived the weekend by staying indoors, driving with the car air conditioning on. We went to Timmy's a couple of times, but we stayed in the car. We didn't even get out of the car because it's too hot to get out of the car.
But we could have, if we wanted to, we could have gone inside.
We could have gone inside Timmy's.
We could have.
But it was busy. There were too many people, and I don't want to be surrounded with all these people. So I'll just stay in the car, and we'll grab our treats, and we'll go to one of our favorite viewpoints and look out over the valley and enjoy. And that's what we did.
Yeah.
Wonderful. But it was
And the one day, the huge dandelions were releasing their seeds, and it was like, I don't know what it was like.
Snow coming from the ground up.
Yeah.
It was like snow going up.
Just a big gust would come along, and it would be.
Those of you who know what dandelions look like, of course, in North America, as a kid, you used to pick them and you blow on them and make all those go. And of course, you were making wishes, and you were making a nightmare for everybody's lawn as you were doing this. There are these dandelions out in the wild here, just all around us, and they have gigantic, probably 2-inch diameter fuzzy balls, and the wind comes along, and you get these updrafts on these hills. And that's where these things love to grow. And the updraft lifts the air from underneath the plant and comes up. And because they're about 1.5 feet tall, they're way up there. These get released up into the air. And all of a sudden you see 50 of these plants simultaneously, an explosion of these things pick up as the wind whirls them around. And you get your camera out and you try to take a picture of it. It's like a squall, a snow squall, but it isn't.
It's kind of cool, but yeah, you know what's going to happen.
Well,
it looks nice, but it's making more dandelions.
It's going to make more dandelions, and they are
who
terrible.
Among us has not given our mothers a dandelion bouquet? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, all mothers have given a dandelion bouquet. Didn't we used to hold them under our chins for some reason? Remember, they were yellow. Yeah. They would yellow as flowers.
Yes. You'd hold it under your chin, and if your chin turned yellow, it meant you had a boyfriend.
It meant you had a boyfriend.
Or it meant that the light reflected off your chin.
Generally, it was the girls that did this, not the boys that did this. If the boys did this, they did this behind the school, out of sight from everybody else that they had a boyfriend. But the girls, they did it amongst themselves, right. And if you held it and it turned yellow or whatever, it meant you had a boyfriend. Yeah,
and remember,
that's a buttercup. They said buttercups. They said.
Oh, you'd have to peel your apple in one long string, and then you would drop it. And you'd see the initial of your future husband.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So,
that's because you've probably never peeled an apple.
Or because I wasn't thinking someday that the end objective of my life would be that I'd have a husband. So,
exactly. Well, and with us, the end objective was not getting a husband. Not my family.
Not these girls. Not these girls from the 70s. Oh, no, not these girls. Maybe the girls from the 50s, but not the girls from the 70s.
Yeah.
No, those girls were being infected by all the women's rights and all that stuff. Infected by, you're getting all this educated. You're getting all this stuff coming at you going, hey, we can be our own people. We don't have to be subservient to a man anymore.
I don't need a rich man to take care of me.
Although it would be nice if the man was rich.
Always, but yes, I can be my own rich man.
Exactly. I can be my own rich man.
Isn't that what who was it? It was Cher said to her mom, and her mom said, when are you going to settle down and marry a nice rich man? And she said, Mom, I am a nice rich man.
That's right, Mama Bear. I'm the rich one.
Man.
I'm rich.
I got all these people depending on me.
That's right, Mom. I have people that work for me, and
right.
they need me to keep making this kind of money. That's right.
No more.
Boy, if Sonny and Cher, as a young couple in the 60s, they were trendsetters. Sonny was a trendsetter. I mean, he was the brains at the beginning. He was the older of the two. And then she picked it all up. She observed and absorbed, and she's become an incredibly wise person.
He went into politics.
Oh man, Sonny Bono, mayor of Palm Springs, then congressman for that area. Yeah. Oh yeah, he was on his way to becoming a senator. He would have been a senator from California, and he would have likely been elected because he was a good mayor. He was a good congressman. People were shocked. They couldn't believe how good this guy was because he was just a pop singer, but he wasn't just a pop singer. He was a smart pop singer. Smart. Yeah. He and Cher had their falling out, but they were still pals. And they were also business pals. Yeah. And they knew together as business pals, they could go a lot further than being adversaries in divorce. Smart.
Yeah. So
your
my water just popped off. It's ready.
What are we going to do?
I don't know. We have poppy seed bagels.
We have the everything bagel I got.
Is that an everything? Oh, I thought it was just a poppy seed.
I'm thinking cheese whiz today.
Are you?
Yeah. Okay. Maybe we'll do a toasted cheese whiz. Yeah.
On one of the new bagels?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Yeah, please. Let's give that a try. I tried to get sesame seed bagels again on the weekend. Sold out. None available at the moment. So we're going to have to try again. I don't know if we can get out tonight. I got 4 live shows to do today. I got this show, the 3 o'clock show. I got my other channel, 7 o'clock Eastern for sponsor members on Traveling with Bruce, 8 o'clock for the big show. You're all welcome to come to that. So I got 4 live shows. I can't get out of here to get a bagel. I can't get out. I'm locked in. So it'll be tomorrow. And I always find on Tuesdays there are no bagels available. So what is going on? There's a bagel shortage conspiracy here in good old Creston. I can't get my sesame seed bagels. I don't know. Anyway, what are you going to do? You should just place a bulk order. Now, see, there you have it. My store won't let me do that. I don't believe they let me do that. What can I say? What flavor of tea is Jen enjoying today is the question from Larry.
Today, I am having, I'm embarrassed to say, I can't remember the name of it, but I am having a tea bag that I believe Sharon Chapman sent.
Sharon sent the tea that Jennifer's having today.
It's an orange pico.
It's an orange pico, decaf orange pico, because Jen loves decaf tea. There you go. By the way, the old SOFI, down to $2.25 for a while. Now we're back to $18.32, $18.40. We're still down 18 cents. SOFI volume right now is 14.7 million shares traded. GameStop, $217.82, up $8. Reached a high today of $224.37 a couple of times, got into that range. Right now, $217, up $8 on 2 million shares traded on GameStop. ATI Physical Therapy down 6 cents at $9 even. AMC 56.45 down 2.39. Gores at down 12 cents to 14.53. 23andMe up 15 cents to $12 even. Fifth Wall is up now. It was down this morning. It's up 5 cents to 12.30. We've got Vector up 44 cents to 11.95. That is probably the highest level in a month for sure. In 3 months, no. But the all-time high was 15.15. But about 3 months ago, it was in the 11.90 range. VACQ is at its highest level now in over a month and a half since about April. So something good is happening here. Obviously, we know what it is. Rocket Lab is the ultimate prize here. And so this stock is definitely improving, up 41 cents to 10.92. Nav Site up a penny to $10. Starboard up a penny to 10.06 right now. Those are the next two we're waiting for. As these companies begin to announce their shareholder votes to do their mergers. Exciting stuff. Fabulous. Can we all call Bruce's grocery store to get some sesame seed bagels? I mean, come on. It's important to our financial portfolios that this guy gets his bagels, because if he doesn't get his bagels and doesn't eat his bagel on the air like he likes, how are these shares going to go up? I mean, what are we talking about here? We got a problem. What can I say? Let's see, Cheese Whiz. That weird American cream in a can. Yeah, you guys are weird with that stuff down there. Oh man. Oh my God. Tonight, Montreal Canadiens Stanley Cup game number 1 between Montreal and Tampa Bay. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Let's see. Uh, is today the lockup expiration for SoFi? I think, John, partial. There's a partial lockup expiration for SoFi that has been anticipated now for a couple of days as the shares edge down to this level. But it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. I'm quite curious. Something tells me that it's not as big a deal as people are making up to be, or at least some short sellers are trying to make it up to be, because this stock has stopped falling. It has stopped falling. Anyway, 218 to 219 on GameStop, by the way. Looks like it might take another run at 220. I thought your local bakery took... Yes, my local bakery will take custom orders. But I'm not talking about my local bakery. I'm talking about my local grocery store that I buy this stuff at. But I may have to go to my local bakery and just make a custom order with them, which they will take happily. Bagel shortage, you say, time to buy those bagel options. There you go. You see, Bruce, I told you, if you kept threatening us with Yoko, I would put a bagel embargo on you. This might be a warning. This is a warning shot, buddy. You just keep Yoko away from us, and we'll let the bagels come back. How about that? Here we go. Lockup period for some SoFi ends this month, right? They're also releasing some more shares. Might actually drop the price a bit more. I don't know if they're releasing more shares, but there's this overall sentiment by some that, lockup period is going to be bad. I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen at all. All right. Okay. A visceral record saying, okay, I give. I've been the one shorting Sesame Seed for months. I feel so ashamed. I feel so ashamed. It was me. I did it. What can I say? Are VAQC contracts available, or VACQ options available yet? I thought so. I thought VACQ options were available. Wasn't someone telling me you can get them now? Am I missing something? Because I think it's fifth wall that you can't get the options but the VACQ you can. Didn't I see that? Yeah, I'm wondering. Hang on one second here as we fire this back up. Okay, VACQ 1093 up 42 cents right now. There are options apparently. Let me see. Yep, you can trade options on VACQ. Yeah, you can get options on them. Yeah, we're back. We're back in business. Okay. Hong Kong will ban passenger flights from the UK starting on Thursday, says a headline right here. Headline: Hong Kong will ban passenger flights from the United Kingdom starting Thursday. Wonder why that would be. The variant: politics, journalistic freedoms. You're not communist. They're saying it's going to because of the COVID-19 variants. They call the UK extremely high risk, citing a rebound of cases in the UK and widespread Delta variant virus strain there. And anyone who spent more than 2 hours in the UK will be prohibited from boarding passenger flights to Hong Kong. Interesting. Well, we'll see how that all plays out. Oh, Jen, here we are. Yes.
Look at that.
Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, man. We got the
Just
bagels.
how he likes it to start
nice and toasted, nice and crispy with the old Canadian cheese whiz, not the American cheese whiz. There's a difference. Oh, there's huge. I'm not saying the Canadian cheese whiz is like having camembert or anything like that, but it ain't the American version. I'll tell you that for sure. Yeah, there's a little more like that. Anyway, visceral. How could you short sesame seed bagels against Bruce like that? How could you do such a thing? That's just not right. Yes. Anyway, where are we at right now? We got SoFi at 18.24. We have GameStop at 217.77. And we got AMC 56.55. That's where we're at right now. Welcome one, welcome all. The Dow is still down 119, kind of holding this 119, 125 down dip, but flat now for about the last hour or so. S&P up 1.8, NASDAQ up 99. Oil down 87 a barrel to $73. Okay. This variant, this COVID variant, is something we have to keep an eye on. The Delta variant, they're saying, this is the one from India. And it is becoming a problem in the US, the UK, other European countries, and other countries around the world. Anyway, we'll watch for that. Cheers, one and all. I'm going to have myself a little old bagel here with everything on it, including sesame seeds, by the way. There are sesame seeds on this bagel. It's all right. We're going to be fine. Leon, I went to Einstein Brothers this weekend. I got some nice chocolate chip bagels. I don't know how those can be classified as bagels. That's like a dessert item. I don't know how that works. But hey, what am I going to say? Wow, looking at the iBorrow desk, sure looks like SoFi is being shorted today. Short bears are still attacking it. Silly, silly bears. Let's see. The SoFi borrow rate is 226%. Yikes! That's crazy. How much would it cost to mail the Yoko album to the Hydraulic Press YouTube guy? Oh man. VACQ options available on Webull. Bruce, you missed my super chat earlier about the short interest on SoFi. And I apologize for that. Probably because, one, of course, I'm inept. That's obviously it right there. That's the number one reason. The other reason is that I'm just so overwhelmed with volume here. Maybe that's what it is. Let me take a look at these comments that have come in today. Any of you making comments and super chats, I thank you. Morning, Uncle Bruce. I noticed today that this is from Chris Adams. I noticed today that TD Ameritrade has SoFi short interest listed at 148% as of 6:15. What are your thoughts on this? Wow. Thank you for that $10 super chat, by the way, Chris Adams. I really appreciate that. TD Ameritrade SoFi short interest listed at 148%. Boy, if that isn't a hint to that you don't want to do it, I don't know what is. It's a pretty good hint that you really may not want to be shorting this stuff. By the way, 788 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody. We're only 212 away from 1,000 thumbs ups already on this show. Thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up button, getting me to 1,000 as soon as possible. I do appreciate this very much. 1095 now on Vector. Yeah, Vector is looking good. What can I say? When you have that kind of a high borrow interest cost, that's telling me that the broker doesn't want you to short. They're really trying to tell you don't want to do this. I'm really telling you don't want to do this, okay? I had Uncle Bruce. I think covered calls are finally clicking in my head. Could you help me solidify my understanding? Let's say I own 100 ME at 10, and it's $12 now. Would I write 13s? How far out? You could write 13s for this Friday or next Friday or the Friday after, depending on what contracts are still out there, what are out there so far. Soon there'll be weeklies available on this, but I don't know if there's weeklies yet. But you could write $15 calls against the stock for, say, a month or two. You're not going to get a lot of money. And that's why I don't recommend you doing it now. You don't want to write call options yet. You actually just want to sit on the stock you have. You want to be a buyer of call options for next January or further out on this stock, because these shares go to 2025. You're going to make a killing on your contracts. You're going to make a nice profit gain on your stock. You'll then be writing call options with like $30 exercise prices, $35 exercise prices. And you're going to be bringing in $2-3 every couple of months, every month or so on your stock that you paid $10 for. You're going to bring in $2-3 at 30. Nice. It's going to be fun. All right. I remember when this was a squeezable tube. If you watch the Blues Brothers, you'll see Elwood bring a can of Cheese Whiz to the guy at that transient home. Yeah.
That's why you wanted Cheese Whiz. It's been in your brain.
Watched the Blues Brothers last night. Love it.
That sneaky craft. They gave you a subliminal message. I must have Cheese Whiz. That's what it was.
Love the Blues Brothers movie from 1980, the original. But boy, is it dated.
Yeah. All of them.
So dated now. 41 years later, watching this movie, that was an absolute groundbreaker. This movie was a groundbreaker. Hilarious.
Nick,
Thank you, Jen.
you're welcome.
This is awesome.
Go stocks.
Go, babies. Go shares. Yeah. Let's go. Run these markets to the moon, please. Thank you, everybody. Oh boy, so good, so good. Hey, Austin, how you doing? We had a good time, didn't we? Had a life-changing meeting with Uncle Bruce last weekend. We covered a lot of ground. We really did. We made the most of the time that we had together, and I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited. It's so awesome, fantastic. Oh my gosh. Let's see what's going on. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I really appreciate this. I survived Cheese Whiz. I survived on Cheese Whiz, chicken and a biscuit, crackers, Twinkies, and a beer a couple of years of my 20s. Yeah, what did we eat in our 20s and our college years? Oh my gosh. Oh my. How much for the women? How much for your women? The children? How much? Oh man. Jake and Elwood Blues going to a fancy French restaurant. Oh my. Oh boy. Those were the days. We're down 137 on the Dow. That's kind of near the low today. Not at it, but close. Up 2 points on S&P, up 109 on NASDAQ. Truly a mixed market. Only a few shares are really under pressure today, not the whole market. My college years, food-wise, was ramen noodles and student discount Subway sandwiches. There you go. Mine were. I went to Mr. Submarine in Toronto. We had Mr. Submarines. We nicknamed them Mr. Subs, and they were just like Subways. They were everywhere. And the Mr. Submarines, had that processed meat. You could get an all meat, like a variety meat sub. I guess we called it the assorted, and I think it was $2.10 with tax. Back in 1974, you could get a Mr. Sub, and they'd nuke it for you in the microwave, and it would be nice and warm. I liked mine nuked up. Back in 1974, 5, 6. Yeah, those are that's when oh boy. I loved them. I ate that. I ate those into my 30s. I was still eating. But of course, Mr. Subs, I don't know if there's a Mr. Sub left in Canada. They might have gone out of business. They were a national chain. A lot of greats in that movie. Blues Brothers movie. There were some phenomenal artists in that movie. Dan Aykroyd has probably been one of the biggest influences on blues music, rhythm and blues, to survive it, to salvage it. He brought back so many artists from oblivion who were just unheard of or were no longer cared about. He made them, a number of them, he made them very wealthy because of this movie. The band, Blues Brothers band, and albums, the tours, incredible, just single-handedly. And of course, it's not just Dan Aykroyd. The writers, all the people at Saturday Night Live, the band at Saturday Night Live, Paul Schaefer, Man, do musicians owe those guys everything? It's unbelievable, and they know, and they they hold them in high regard because back in the late '70s and early '80s, these rhythm and blue masters, these incredible musicians, were just broke. They had nowhere to play. They were playing small clubs, barely getting by. It was pretty rough. Big change, absolutely. There's a couple of Mr. Subs in Ottawa, they say. We have one left in Quebec, but it closed. They apparently still have a website, and they seem to still have some in Ontario. Johnny Lee Hooker, oh yeah. Belushi was light in his feet. Apparently, Belushi badly hurt his leg, hurt his knee towards the end of shooting. And the doctors were saying he has to go in for surgery. And the filmmakers somehow convinced the doctor to shoot him up with painkillers in his knee so he could finish the last whatever number of days of filming or whatever it was. And then he went into the hospital for a major knee operation. Unbelievable. Unreal. It's got a cop motor, a 440 cubic inch plant. It's got cop tires, cop suspensions, cop shocks. Blues Brothers, gotta love it. We lost one Belushi, let's not lose another. G.E. Smith and the Saturday Night Live band. He's alive and killing it. Have you tried Montreal bagels last summer? Boy, they weren't kidding. That's some tasty bread. All the good comedians leave too soon. There you go. Katrina. Hi, Bruce. I wasn't able to write a call on Friday for July 2. It's okay to get it today for this Friday, or should I look for next Friday? If you're looking to write a call, it all depends on what the stock is and what price and how it's doing. Again, you're giving me no information, so I can't help you there. Well, my YouTube is buffering something. At least I have the rest of my peeps. I think I'm pretty good loaded up on the call stocks. I feel good about everything just now playing the waiting game. 1824 on SoFi, GameStop 216, 17, ATIP 899, AMC 5709, Gores at 1452, and ME at $12. That's where we're at. For GameStop, Katrina's thinking I'm going to write calls on GameStop. Well, if you're going to write GameStop calls for this Friday, you're probably looking at 250s. If you're looking at contracts for next Friday, you could probably look at 60s or 70s or 80s, 260s, 70s, or 80s. Take a look at contract premiums there. You know, about $40 ahead, $35, $40, $50 ahead is where you want to be for, say, a week from now. Oh, yeah. Donald Duck Dunn. Steve Cropper on guitar. Oh, that's so good. Oh, boy. Katrina, you got it. Way to go, Katrina. Get out there, get that money. The look on Uncle Bruce's face when he finally expanded that window was priceless. Oh, he expanded the window. I'm not sure what we're talking about. He played on Fathers and Sons. Did a famous musician ever come into your shop? Boy, I have no idea. You know, I would love to know if there was some way you could find a source that would tell you that in the life of your father's music store from 1965 until 1986, 21-year lifespan, did you know that these people walked in your dad's store? They were nobodies at the time. We didn't have anyone famous walk into our store that were already famous. No, we were in Kitchener, Ontario. We're not in downtown Yonge Street in Toronto, where we would have had some people come through there. We did, however, assist. We rented Gordon Lightfoot an acoustic guitar at the last minute. He was wherever Gordon was. He got to the gig in I think it was Guelph, Ontario, just nearby where we were, and got to the hall a few hours before showtime. No guitar. There was no guitar for Gordon Lightfoot. And he played a Martin D18, I believe it was a Martin D18 version. And there was no guitar. And wherever his guitar was or guitars were, they weren't there. And there was panic. We were talking panic. And a representative, somehow, I don't know how it happened, but my father wasn't in town. He was out on the road selling musical instruments at the time. He was a traveling salesman, and he owned this music store. So the store was being handled by his manager and by my mom. And my mom was helping out. And it was a school day, and I was still in high school. And I found out that that someone from the Gordon Lightfoot troupe, probably a manager, came in. And I'm not sure how they convinced my mom and my dad's manager, but they told him that Gordon Lightfoot was appearing at the so-and-so center tonight. His guitars are lost in transit somewhere. He needs a D18. Do we have a D18 in the house? And we go, yep, we got one right up here. We have a brand new D18 Martin guitar. And at the time it was $1,000 in 1968. This was in 68, 69. $1,000. You could buy a Volkswagen for $4,000. So that's a quarter of a car. So a car today is $30,000. That's a $7,500 guitar up there. Brand new Martin D18. At least this is all inflation adjusted, just so you get an idea of how much this thing is worth. We would sell one a year. We would only have one in stock ever, and we would only sell one a year. The manager asked if they could rent it for the night and have Gordon play it on stage. And my father's manager and my mom were wise enough and were sophisticated enough to know that if we let him play that guitar on stage, that puts a value on that guitar, even though in that time the collectible market wasn't like it was today. But even at that time, Gordon Lightfoot was a nationally known artist. He was on the radio all the time and everything. And so they made a deal. They made whatever the deal was. And I don't know what the dollar value of the deal was, but the deal was made. And what happened was that to assure my mom and my father's manager that this is on the up and up, they would bring the guitar with them to the hall. The manager would not leave the store with the guitar and they'd never see him again. They would bring the guitar to the concert hall, meet the artist, give him the case with the guitar in it. He would play on stage, and at the end of the show, they would meet him again and get the guitar and take the guitar back with him. So this was a very secure, legit deal, and they got 2 tickets to the show. So that's how it came to pass. So I found out as a high schooler that this was going down. This was happening, and I was impressed by it, but I wasn't like, wow. It's not like it's Paul McCartney or John Lennon. It was Gordon Lightfoot, which was a name guy. Anyway, the guitar was delivered. He played, and they had adjusted the strings and all that, and made it just right for Gord. Played his set, played his gig. It all worked out, and the guitar came back to the store, and it didn't last long. I think it sold for full price pretty quickly. I don't know if he autographed it. I don't know anything about any of this info. But that guitar was sold almost immediately to whoever bought it, and God bless him for it. My father's music store would have been paid some kind of an amount of money. I have no idea to this day what it was. But we did help out Gordon Lightfoot in a pinch. That much I know. But he himself did not come into the store. It was, I believe, his manager. And then they met him there. And of course, there was no cell phones. There were no cameras. You don't take pictures of, there was no one thinking, oh, we should take pictures of Gordon holding the guitar, with my mom and the manager standing beside him. No. So it was all just, done, taken care of, all worked out. And it was a story no one knew about really, because we didn't even promote that story. The store didn't promote the story. It was just kind of, we took care of that. Yeah. So yes, there was that story. That's for sure. All right. Anyway, thank you for asking. Old memories. Rand, still no clue on contracts, so I'm just buying shares where I can afford them. We're on a mission from God here. Right on. I like it. We'll assume they went into fame and fortune after visiting the shop. I'm sure that as teenagers, there were kids that came through my dad's store that went on to greatness. They were maybe part of a band that really made it. I mean, we had a whole bunch of groups in the area that came through and were in the area that became national, but they never became, like we didn't have Ike and Tina Turner come into the store. We didn't have Randy Bachman come into the store. Not that I'm aware of. If they did, they didn't advertise it. They just came in as guys. Who knew? Because, and again, in those days, in the 60s and the 70s, you didn't really know, unless you knew these people, you would know. But generally speaking, we had artists come through there. I'm sure we did, but it just wasn't a big deal. It was just, hey, it was a music store. It's a sanctuary for musicians to go to be looked after. And we did have, in my father's many years, my father had a manager that was also the guitar teacher, the head guitar teacher. And this guy was a genius, and he could make a guitar do anything. He could also adjust guitar tuning and what we call action, as far as how far the strings were off the fingerboard. He could adjust a guitar for anyone's liking. He had that kind of skill. And we had guitarists coming in there, a lot of them, that would want to talk to George. They wanted to talk to George. No one else but George. And no one else could touch their guitar. They'd come in with the guitar in the case, and they'd want new strings, or they want their guitar adjusted. Is George here? No. When is he going to be back? They'd walk out. No one got to touch their guitar. George was there. I would watch George talk to these guys, and they would put the guitar case on the glass counter, and they'd open it up, and then George would say, "Can I take it out?" "Yes, sir, you can." And then he would take the guitar out, and he would sit on an amplifier with it, plug it in, and he'd play a little bit, and he'd go, "Oh, I see what you mean here. The action isn't quite right." Or he'd look down the neck to see what the adjuster was needed, or if the bridge needed adjusting. And these guys would just be bowing in his presence. "Please, George, make my guitar, make this Les Paul a Les Paul like it's supposed to be, because it's not performing properly. George can handle this kind of stuff." And I would watch, and I would absorb, and I would learn, and I would suck this in. And I could change a set of strings on a guitar, and I could adjust the action somewhat, but George was the expert because he was a guitarist. He could play anything on any guitar. And so I know we had people through there who were of note, but it would really be cool that if there were ever a way to somehow have a divine list brought down to say, "Yes, from above, we were watching, and these are the people who entered your dad's store over the years. A 15-year-old kid turned out to become the producer of the albums for this group in Toronto 15 years later." Or, "This musician was a young man who was 16 years old. He bought his first guitar from your father's store. He went on to become so and so." I would love to get that. That is not available for us, if I know. Nowhere to go and get that kind of info. All right. Thank you all for being here and hanging out with your Uncle Bruce. We're talking about some of the old days and the new days. Where are we at right now? We have the Dow down 140 points. We have S&P up 2. We have NASDAQ up 98. We have SOFI at 18.22, down 28 cents today. We have SOFI trading now 18.8 million shares today. The low of the day was $18 not too long ago. That was set just a few minutes ago. We're now back to 18.22, down 28 cents. The high today, 18.64. So we've only had a 64-cent range on SoFi, mostly 18.50 or lower, which is the down on the day, but not by much, and that I find interesting. GameStop, 214.69, up 5.18 a share. Volume now on 2.4 million, very light on GameStop. Really dead quiet on GameStop. ATIP, $9, down 7 cents. AMC, 57.37, up 3.31 on a volume of 37 million. That is extremely quiet for AMC as opposed to lately. That is very quiet. Gores down 9 cents at 14.56, low of 14.50, the high of 14.82. We have a 32-cent spread on the stock. We're down 9 cents on 111,000 shares. We do have the date of the shareholder meeting for Gores and Matterport, July the 20th. We know that, so we have to wait it out between now and then 23andMe, 1193. That is the low of the day right now on 533,000 shares, still showing a gain of 8 cents. The stock opened smartly at 1235, but we've only had really a 43-cent range on 23andMe today, and we're at the low end of it at the moment. And that's where we're at right now on a quiet volume day there. No news that I'm aware of coming out at the moment. Fifth Wall acquisition, we're looking at a gain of 4 cents at 12.30, the low of 12.15, the high 12.40, a 25-cent spread, 6,400 shares traded. So there's nothing going on. This stock is in a holding pattern at its all-time high range of this level, waiting for their filings to be finalized so they can call their shareholder vote and do the deal with SmartRent. SmartRent has just reported double-digit first quarter revenue growth for 2021. They did that last week, and so the stock is already up in anticipation of this deal, but the deal is still about a month or two away. But we're waiting for it. Vector acquisition, 1088, up 37 cents, having a good day. High of 1098. That's not the all-time high, but the best level in a month and a half, 2 months. Space infrastructure conglomerate. We're talking here about a company being taken over by Rocket Lab. Rocket Lab, the satellite launcher, will take VACQ over. We're waiting for the official date of the shareholder meeting. The stock is telling me it's imminent to be announced because the stock is reacting like a stock would react to me. With people who are in the know, they are smelling that the date is coming at any moment, and they're buying in now. They can't wait. They're buying in now because they want into this stock. Their belief is it's a $20, $25 stock upon completion of the deal. They want in now at 1089. They're not waiting for the official shareholder vote date. They can't wait. They want in now. They don't want to wait. That's telling me that's a good sign. That is a very good sign. NavSite, which will end up owning will be owned by I believe Cyxtera. No, by Spire. Excuse me. This will be Spire Global. This is the satellite operator. This company will become a satellite operator. All the data going up and down from satellites, and to keep them in orbit, NavSite Holdings will be the company running all this. So once you get the satellites up there, someone's got to handle all the data that they're handling. NavSite is your company. They will never not make money. They will always make money. As long as there's satellites in the air, these guys are managing satellites. It's a guaranteed win. You can't go to anybody else. It's not like you shop around for another satellite operator. I mean, there's very few. Here's one that you can get into. These guys are going to make nothing but money. Nothing but money. I love it. They don't have to pay for the satellite to go up. They don't have to buy the satellite. They operate them. I love this. I love it. It's like a shopping mall owner hiring a company to run the shopping mall. You got to have someone running the shopping mall. You got to keep the water flowing. You got to keep the air conditioning going. The doors have to work. The locks have to work. The security system has to work. You got to keep it running. It's a multi-million-dollar property. You got satellites, millions and millions and millions of dollars of satellites, hundreds of millions of dollars of satellites. Someone has to run them. These guys run the satellites. They don't own them. They have no money in the game. They don't worry about launch failures. They get paid to operate operating satellites. Smart. I love it. What a smart way to be in business. Way to go. Starboard SVAC 1006 up a penny right now. Not a lot going on. Vanek Vector's up 473. 258 is the share price. Home Depot up a quarter to 313.88. IBM down $1.14 to 145. Dow is down 142 points, has been as low as 34,257. It's now 34,291. So we're about 30-something points off the low, 34 points off the low. Not a lot going on. It's just sitting in this range. We'll see if this lasts all day or whether this is going to peter out and come back up. Microsoft is up 254 a share. Apple is up $1.72. Tesla up 16. So there's good moves there. We've got cruise lines in trouble. We have Royal Caribbean down $5.69 to $83.50. Norwegian down $1.74. Carnival down $1.92. Amazon shares up $34.36. Facebook up $1.42. Google down $13. Target up 87 cents. JP Morgan down 59 cents. Costco up $2 to $3.96. Walmart down 6 cents. Cisco up 6 cents. Nvidia up $33 to $794.98 because the split's about to take place. Goldman Sachs down $1.71 to $3.67 a share. Disney down $2.20 to $1.76. eBay up 49 cents, Twitter up 46 cents, American Airlines up down 93 cents to 21.29. American Airlines and United and Southwest, Alaska, all these guys, they're all now going to have to deal with the reality of increased business, yes, increased number of airplanes in the sky, yep, more employees to be brought back, yes, all for the right reasons, increased passenger counts. The reality, though, is like the cruise lines. Now that you are back in business and you're going to get back into business with domestic and hopefully international flights, you will not make the amount of money you used to make per share that you made in 2018 and 2019. The problem you have now going forward is the reality is that you guys are a company, your companies or public companies, your airlines, that have issued a lot of stock in the last year and a half to raise cash to survive. You've also issued a lot of debt. You've raised a lot of money through bond offerings, and you are into your bankers and other creditors to the tune of hundreds of billions of dollars. And we're talking about billions of dollars in interest charges that you will now be paying that you never had to pay before. And this is where airlines will increase their cash flow. They will increase their revenues. Absolutely. The money coming in the front door will come in. The problem is money going out the back door has gone up too. And that leaves very little for shareholders. And this is where certain shareholders of certain airline stocks and now cruise lines are realizing, yeah, we're opening the economy, but geez, even if we make just as much as we used to make in 18, 19, the best years we had, those are good years, there will be very little money left over for shareholders, which does not justify a $22 stock price on American Airlines. It might justify an $11 stock price. Or on Royal Caribbean, it won't justify a $133 price, which is the all-time high 2 years ago. It won't justify the $95 price that it was at a month ago. It's not justifying the $85 price we have now. It's justifying a $45 stock price. Because even at full operation, all cruise ships running, maximum capacity, top dollar, with all the shares outstanding, you got to dilute the money into that, and all the interest charges you've just added on and piled on, there is very little money left over for the shareholders, and it'll justify a $40 stock price. There's the problem. This is the reality of the reopening that is becoming known now to analysts and investors. Analysts have known all along, but no one's been listening to these guys. And they've been afraid to tell you the truth, that these stocks that you love jumping all over because everything is opening up again, they have no future in your portfolio. You do not want to own them. Tough times coming up. Intel is up $1.26 to 57.16. Micron is up 58 cents to 82.60. Good stuff there. Coinbase 233. They went public at 419, 233. How much do you want? Oh my God, what a disaster that deal has been for investors. Just a disaster. The crypto game, I don't like it. Boeing down 720 a share to 241. Very, very bad, tough times. Not looking good. That's where we're at on some of the stocks that we watch and we're following, keeping an eye on to see what's happening in the overall market right now. SoFi 1806 under a bit of pressure right now, down 44 cents. GameStop 212 up $3 a share. It's also at its lower end of the day right now. It looks like SoFi is heading straight for $18, maybe lower. We're trading at 20 million shares right now. 1801 last trade on SoFi. We've got GameStop at 212. That is approaching its lower level of the day. GameStop low of the day was 210.20. It's now sitting at 212 right now. SoFi looks like it's going to try to take a shot at 18. Will it break through it? It might. We'll see what's going on. $18 a share right now, down 50 cents on the day. And this is the low of the day right now as stock is coming at it at the moment. Is it a short seller blitz? Maybe. Maybe short sellers blitzing it. Could be. Enough support to stop it at 18? I don't know. Will it go lower and then go back up again? I don't know. But we're watching it minute to minute, second to second. 1801 right now on a bunch of volume. Over 20 million shares traded so far. All righty, there you go. Thank you all for being here and all your commentary, your thoughts, and everything else. I appreciate you being here. And we'll see what's going on. Can someone give SoFi a little kick for me, please? 1801 right now on the stock for SoFi. Volume 20,040,000 roughly. 20,400,000 volume right now on SoFi. GameStop 213.38, up 399. AMC 57.35, up 329. The Dow down 165, lower under pressure. S&P flat, and Nasdaq up 90. That's what we got. Oil down 71 cents a barrel. Right there. That's it. That is the deal. Dips have happened, and dips are in the area. What are your thoughts on the dips? Let's see what's going on. Well, we'll see what happens. Christopher, thank you for joining the channel. New member. Fabulous. Nice to have you here. Welcoming you to the group. I'm glad you're here. 160,000 share buyer at $18 on SoFi. That may or may not be enough to stop the stock, hold it from dropping further. We don't know. We'll just see what's going on. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what this means. Ryu, just looked it up. Apparently there was an offering on the 25th of June of 125 million shares. Could this be the reason for the recent drop? I don't know. It could be a block trade that might have been done at a set price. We're now at 1788, by the way. Just broke through 18 like with a vengeance. It could be there's a block trade being arranged. That might be the other reason it's getting hit here. 1782 now, down 66 cents, 1780 right now. I don't know. We'll see what's going on. SoFi options to buy. Take a look at 15s, 1750s. Those are the ones I'd be looking at. 1777, 1778 on SoFi right now, down 73 cents at the moment. All right. And let's see what's going on. We are at 1772, 1774, 1768 now, 82 cents on the downside on SoFi. We got a dip here, guys. You might be able to scoop some at 1751, 2 or 3. If you get beyond that, 17, 11, 12, 13, 14, you might get lucky down there. I don't know. I do not know how severe the sell-off will be, how many shares are really coming in here. Hard to say. 856 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody, for the thumbs ups. Keep them coming. Appreciate it. Let's see what's going on. They are selling up, and now we're bumping up. We just popped down to 1770 odd. We're now at 1786 as we're jumping around here on SoFi. 1766 was the low price, the low trade. Now 1786. Volume 21.9 million. So we just had over a million come through here in 3 minutes. 1785, 1790 is what I see it now. Little dips coming through here. Just looked at the data within that minute. Someone dumped off about 800,000 shares. They never learn, do they? Like I say, I don't know why. In 1793, you can feed this stock out for hours and get nice prices. But when you hit market bids and just dump a bunch of stock in one shot, you're going to get taken to the cleaners. And at 1766, and now it's trading at 1790, you've already cost yourself 20 cents a share, 30 cents a share on 800,000. That's a whole bunch of money. I don't understand it. What can I say? What can I say? What can you do? Yeah, Uncle Bruce, I'm scared for my wallet right now. What do I about to do? Buy the dip. 1793. It dipped and it's popping up again. What can I tell you? Volume now on SoFi, 22.1 million. We were just at 20 million 5 minutes ago. Now we're at 22 million. 1788 right now. When does the lockup end? I don't know. It is what it is. It's doing what it's doing. And there are, again, gamblers gambling. It's going lower. And somebody bought that 800,000 share block. Why? Why would someone buy the block if it's so bad? Think about that. They're already up 30 cents a share at 1791 or almost 91. This thing goes to 1796. They're up 30 cents a share in 5 minutes. $24,000 gain. Not a bad move, I would say. And I don't think they're just selling it right now. I think these folks are holding on to it for a much higher run than this. So someone's buying it up. What can I say? I lost my 100% gain on SoFi. These shorts deserve to be obliterated. Let's see. I am, for one, I'm happy I can get more of these at these dips. Now let's see here. Let's see what this question is here. Uncle Bruce, GameStop covered call option gives a premium of $4 US. now for a 240 strike. 10% more than the stock value right now, approximately. Okay, for July the 2nd, that's this weekend. If the stock drops at 50 US dollars, hope not, what would the premium be for $55 US dollar stock? Yeah, I don't know. That it could be $15 at that point. It would be so exaggerated. I have no idea. Let's see. Let's go on here. Keep calm and buy the dip. There you go. 1795, 1797, 1798 now. Just jumping back right up. Popped up 32, 33 cents already from the low trade of the day 5 minutes ago. Whoever sold that gave it away for 25,000 too less. Whoever bought it is already up 25 grand. Sitting there going, thank you. I appreciate it. Glad you panicked and gave it to me. This is beautiful. I love making money. But can I say 1798 right now? What will happen? We'll just be here to watch it. Round and round and round we go. Anyway, I wrote some long calls on Bruce's picks, but hesitant on covered calls. Be calm and buy the dip. Down 143 on the Dow, just popped back 20 points. S&P is up 2 points. NASDAQ up 93. 1798, $18 on SoFi. Just looking at $18 trade. 1795 to 18 now is where we seem to be trading around here, jumping around at on SoFi again. Just touched 1766 was the low trade just a few minutes ago, and we just touched $18 a moment or so ago. We're at 1792 to 1795. 213.74 on GameStop, up 423. AMC up $4 to 58. It's back over 58 on AMC. Gore is only down 3 cents, 14.62. 23andMe over $12 again, up 17 cents. FACQ up 31 cents to 10.82 at the moment. Watching closely on how this is going to go. Let's go. Let's see what else we have. I got a lot of theoretical questions coming in from some of these viewers. Can't be precise. Can only guess. It all depends how quickly stocks drop too. What these premiums could be. It all depends how fast stocks go up. That also determines premiums on call options. Let's see. Got 10 more SoFi shares at $17.90. It's not much, but it's honest day's work. Picking up more for myself. Come on, Bruce. Your dad's shop helped launch that Canadian Kroner, Chad Kroger, and Nickelback. The world has forever been changed. Oh man, yeah. I don't know. I met Paul Revere from Paul Revere and the Raiders. Is that a rock star? At the time, he was pretty popular. We made some speaker cables for those guys at the last minute for a show they were putting on in Kitchener, Ontario, playing to 8,000 fans that day. I think they clearly had their best days, and they were now on the way down. This is probably 68, 69, and they had been at their height at 67. But still, they were making good money, good money. And when he paid us for the cables, I think we charged him $60 or something to bring these cables to him, like 60 feet long or something like that. He said, "How much I owe you?" And he pulls out of his pants pocket a wad of money, and I mean a wad that he could not hold in one hand completely. He was kind of cupping it, and he'd open it up, and it was a 2-inch thick wad of money. Hundreds and 50s and 20s and 10s. Oh my gosh! It had to have, like, I don't know, it had to be $3,000 or something. It was just a wad. $60, and he's just pulling out 320s. Here you go, man. Thanks. And he wanted the receipt because for tax reasons. And he folded it and put it in the middle of his money, and he put the wad back in his pocket to get ready to go on stage with a wad of money in his pocket. These guys are motivated to play the screamy teenagers because they had wads of cash in their pocket that they had just been paid from all the money these girls were spending and all the stuff they were selling. Oh man, oh man, oh man. You got to love it. Thanks, Uncle B. Oh my gosh. We had fun. I wish I had more of the SoFi waterfall dip, laughing out loud. 1788, 89 now on the morning. 214 on GameStop. 58.16 on AMC right now. The Dow down again, down to the low of the day, down 168 right now, towards the low end of the day right now. That's what we got. That is what we've got. We're going to follow this market as we always do. I'll be on again this afternoon at 3 o'clock, for those of you who do not know, 1 hour before the close. And then I'll be on tonight on Traveling with Bruce, my other channel, twice, 7 o'clock Eastern for members of the channel, and 8 o'clock Eastern, it's the big show. We'll talk cruise ships, we'll talk cruise vacations, we'll talk holidaying, we'll talk about whatever. And I look forward to having you pop by with us. We always have a good time at 8 o'clock Eastern time on Traveling with Bruce. You're always welcome to join me there too. Right on, guys. 1793 to 95 coming back on again on SOFI. Will it take a run through 18? Will it go over it? And if so, is there nothing there? Was this just another little sell-off? Is that it? Is that all there was? I don't know. Let's see. Yep, according to Reuters, Carnival is going to sell 500 million shares. I did mention this morning, another 20 million shares, I guess, and they're diluting that company like crazy to survive. They have all 8 or 9 brands they have to launch. Yikes. I put 600 more into SOFI instead of playing options. I've sold a few calls on AMC, Clove, Wish, and Tilray. Hold some of those powder. It's going to go lower. Back to the question of the college food. I survived on Burger King Whoppers, piled high with tomato, lettuce, and onion. I told him to put a salad on top of my burger, heavy all, cheap and filling. BK my way. There you go. Wally's World, thumbs up for the close of the morning show for Uncle Bruce and Jen. Ricardo, I'm looking at to buy this dip. Our October calls far enough. Next date is January, but more expensive. I can always roll. Yes, you can. You can always roll, Ricardo. If you're really on top of this, you can always roll. You can always look at that strategy too. Thank you for these thumbs ups. 876. We're only 124 away from 1,000 thumbs ups. Those of you who can spare a thumbs up for this YouTuber, I do appreciate it very much. Please hit the thumbs up button as hard as you can. Get us over the top. Let's break the 900 barrier right now. We're only 24 away from 900, and we're 124 away from 1,000 thumbs ups. And I thank you so much for supporting this channel and getting me to the 4-digit handle for the thumbs ups almost every single day. You guys come through for me. I so appreciate it. 889 now, only 11 away from 900, 111 away from 1,000. Here we go, 898. We're just going to hit 900 here any second. We're going to go right through that like butter. There's the 900 number right there. Thank you, guys. Now we're only 100 away from 1,000 thumbs ups. You guys are fabulous, terrific. I love you, and I appreciate this. Hit the thumbs up button for me as quick as you can, as hard as you can, on any device you got. I appreciate it. 906 now. 906. 94 thumbs away. Oh, 917. 83 thumbs away from 1,000. Now at 922. 78 to go. They're coming in quick, quick, quick. I'm going to throw up some neat emojis as a thank you and a motivation to move these markets. Here we go. 1794 on SoFi. 214.94. We're going for 215 on GameStop. Neat. Let's get those neat emojis up there. We'll break the 215 barrier on GameStop. We'll get that through there and get going here. We're up 544 right now in the stock. Let's run this market. We have 941 thumbs up, so I need 9 more to get to 1,000 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody. The neat emojis are showing up all over the chat to get to 1,000 thumbs ups and get our stocks going and make us richer. Yes, baby. 944 thumbs ups, 56 to go. Thank you guys for getting me this close to 1,000 thumbs ups this morning. James, thank you. YOLO, thank you. Like butter, like a knife through butter. Wally's World, thank you. Thank you, all of you, throwing up these emojis and these thumbs ups and all the symbols. So you guys are great. I love you for it. YOLO, Uncle B, thank you. John Larson, thanks, John Larson. Zach G, we got the knee emojis flying up there. We're at 957 thumbs ups, 43 left to get. We're trying to get the 215 on GameStop, trying to get the 18 on SoFi. We're at 1795 on SoFi. Wally's World, John Larson, thank you. Liz and Mirko, thank you. Zach, thank you. All of you so much. This is beautiful. Amalo, I don't care about what happens in the market today because Uncle Bruce says he loves me. Guess what? I'm in love back with you, right? Larry Titus, thanks, Larry. Kev Lane, you betcha, buddy. Dougie, putting up the ketchup emojis. You gotta love. How can this channel not get 1,000 thumbs ups when you get ketchup emojis? I mean, come on. You got ketchup emojis. You got to get to 1,000 thumbs ups. How about the sign? How about the little buzzer? Thank you, everybody. Wake up out there. The markets are going higher. You're gonna make money. It's going to be easy.
That was easy.
It's going to be easy.
That was easy.
Yes, you're going to get richer. Just stick around, watch the show, and enjoy the ride. Woohoo! Here we go. We got jelly and the ketchup logos. Thank you, Larry. 971. We're going for 1,000 here. Cheers to 1,000. 27 to go. 973 are in. They're coming, baby. We're there. Oh, we're gonna do just beautiful. Thank you, everybody. 973 thumbs ups and counting. Keep them coming in, guys. I love you. You guys are gonna make nothing but money, 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 money. You're gonna make money. You're gonna get richer. Thank you for the thumbs ups. 978. 22 to go. Woohoo! We're on the way, baby. 981. 19 thumbs away from 1,000 thumbs ups. Thank you guys so much. 1795, 1793, 8 to go. 992 in the house. Oh, I love it. Oh, we got to put some curling rocks. We're going to get this close. Up goes some curling rocks right there. You got to love these, all these emojis. Fantastic, everybody. 993 now, 7 to go. Thank you, everybody. 1,000 thumbs ups have just crossed the wire here. It's official. 1,000 thumbs ups have hit this channel on the thumbs. That was easy. Thank you so much.
That was easy.
Yes, we love it. Thank you, everybody. Beautiful job. Well done. Love you guys. That was easy is the way to go. 1,000 thumbs ups and climbing. And thank you. 1080 on Vectors, up 29 cents. We're looking good. You got to love it. Update, bulletin, coronavirus update. Pfizer and Moderna vaccine protection could last years, says the headline. I like the sound of that. I happen to have Pfizer and Moderna in my system. I got one of each up here, so I'm kind of happy about that. Thank you, YOLO, so much for all the love and support that you guys give this channel. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Woo! Gotta love it. Gotta love it. We're trying to make money here and to get richer at the same time. 215.29 up 578 on GameStop. Go, baby, go. 58.29 on AMC. Up 423. That's near the high of the day for AMC. That's good stuff. Can't complain about that. Go, man, go. Let's get this market going. Unfortunately, the Dow is not helping us. It's down 196. It's at the low of the day. The Dow has its own mind made up what it wants to do. S&P is down 1 point, and the NASDAQ is up 97 points. So we got some of the market going up, some of the market not going up. That's the way it is. It's Boeing. You can blame Boeing, and you can blame Chevron because oil is off 85 cents a barrel. But that's kind of good for you guys. Lower oil means lower gas prices. That means more money in your pocket. So actually, that's not that bad a thing. And of course, lower oil means lower inflation. That's a good thing. So actually, don't mind that so much, right? Okay. Interesting. Let's see. Thank you, everybody, for all of your comments and being here. Let's try to make some money. 1783 on SOFI and 215.44 on GameStop. That's what we have at the moment. 11.95 up a dime on 23andMe right now. Vector up 27 to 1078. All right. I will be back on at 3 o'clock this afternoon for my last hour, the last hour of the day for trading, and 1 hour in the aftermarket. We'll see how long we last on that. Stay on top of any developments in the meantime. Keep your eyes always open for any updates that I bring you to members only. We'll keep an eye on that too. Thank you, all of you, for joining me this morning, hanging out with yours truly, also becoming members. The new members are here. Appreciate that very much. And let's see if we can get richer this afternoon, as we have a bit of a mixed bag going on right now. Some stocks are up, some are down, a little mixed here and there, but we'll see what's going on as we continue on with this long trek, the road we're on to richness. Exactly. 100 Jan 23 calls, 12.5 calls. Get them. Thanks, Uncle B. You're welcome. Have a good day, everybody. It'll pop back when SoFi hits a run. Do not be surprised if SoFi hits a low and then pops up $5. Just don't be surprised if that were to happen. Goes from $17.50 to $22.50 in an hour. Do not be surprised, because once the selling dries out, it's gone, and then it's a void, and off it goes. This stock will be $30. It will be, and it won't take long. So these are dips that are opportunities. Just saying, these contracts, there are some deals here. There are some real deals here. Wow. He ain't bragging. It's just stating a fact. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, you'll see what's going on. Thank you, everybody, for popping in. And thank you for joining me and hanging around. We're going to see you this afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. And have a wonderful morning yourselves. Have a great morning, good day so far. Stay cool out there, because some of you are in the hundreds now. It is hot. We are in Creston right now. We're showing 79 for a few more moments, and we're about to go to 81 in the next hour, then 84, and then the next hour 88, then up to 95. We hit 102 today here in Crestonia. We hit 108 tomorrow and Wednesday, 106 Thursday, 100 on Friday, as this hot dome is taking over and is settling in on top of us, and we're going to have to just tolerate it and bear it out. 215.67 up $6 on GameStop. GameStop is running up again. Nice to see that. I like it. There you go. Just sold a call on GameStop. Use the proceeds to buy SOFI on the dip. Write a call option on SOFI when it rebounds. There you go. Smart. Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Appreciate this. Were those long calls you wrote? Probably. May not have to be long calls. Thank you. Catch you later. Yes, read it. Long calls it was. Long call it was. Mid-90s in DC. What can I say? 1786 on SOFI. 215.57 up $6 on GameStop. GameStop expires July 16th. I have 100 long calls. Do the same. So the same thing. Right on. God hold me. SoFi's making me sweat. Yeah, welcome to a dip. We've got a dip here. That's what we're watching. And AMC 58.75 trying to run to 59. That's getting better. Yeah, we'll take a little run here if you want to give it to us, market. Anytime. We're ready, market. Anytime you want to get this thing going. We'll see what's happening. It would not. It would be hot here in New Orleans, but we'd be getting rain and storms daily, which is cooling us off. That's a good thing. Getting cooled down at least a little bit. That helps a lot. Makes humidity go up, but yeah, take the lower temperatures for sure. Absolutely, and the moisture. Keep things moist. Yes, indeed. 216 on GameStop just popped through 216, up 695, looking better. 1788 on SoFi, looking a little better there too. And AMC is about to hit 59, 58.85, up 479 right now. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, Isaac, it's 97 degrees in my office. We're all cool here. We're all cool. This is nothing. I held GameStop at a $220 average when it was at $40 a share. I can handle it. Isaac, you're talking. You know what you're talking. The SPACs aren't even meme stocks yet. They aren't scary at all. Exactly. They are totally unknown and have not been discovered yet by the market at large. Watch out when they are. 1795, 1791 now on SoFi coming back on again. Yes, you guys are going to make a lot of money. You hang in there with these, you're going to make a lot of money. Is ATIP in the mobile space? ATIP is in the physiotherapy business. They run physiotherapy centers across the United States. I think 900 plus now is what they have all over the USA. And we need some rain in Northern California, please. I hear you there. You sure do. I wish I could get it to you. You sure deserve it. 1792 on SoFi. 216.53 up $7 on GameStop. AMC 58.95 going for $59 now on AMC. Looking good. Gore's 14.63 down 2 cents. ME at 11.92 up 7. Vector is up 29 cents to 10.80. So we have a mixed bag of market, kind of a mixed bag market going on right now. It's like a sauna in here, says Cosmo Kramer, sitting in a sauna. Hold the line and you buy the dips and the chips. That's right, baby. You hold the line, you buy the dips, and you get rich. It's as simple as that. And SoFi is on a dip right now. 216 on GameStop, up 649. 58.90 on AMC, up 484. Watch those closely through the afternoon, and we'll catch you at 3 o'clock this afternoon to finish this day off. See if we can make you richer, and we'll keep an eye on news announcements and everything else. Thank you for being here today with me so far. Appreciate it. We'll catch you at 3 o'clock for the final hour. Stand by, and let's get ready to rumble. Okay, guys, we'll see you soon. Bye for now.